Standing beneath the towering stones of an ancient circle, you can't help but feel the weight of time pressing down on you. What were these stones meant to signify? Who gathered here, and what echoes of their rituals still linger in the air? Across the world, there are places like this sites where the earth itself seems to hold secrets, where the footprints of ancient ceremonies remain etched into the landscape, waiting to be understood. Today, we're stepping into the shadows of history to explore 40 of the most enigmatic ritual sites and ceremonial landscapes ever created. From the colossal monoliths of Stonehenge to the sprawling, mysterious lines carved into the desert floor at Nazca, these places are more than just remnants of the past. They're puzzles, left behind by civilizations long gone, that continue to challenge our understanding of human history. What drove these ancient peoples to create such monumental sites? What ceremonies unfolded here, under the watchful gaze of the stars? And what can these places teach us about the beliefs, fears, and dreams of our ancestors? Together, we'll uncover the stories behind these ancient wonders and piece together the clues they've left behind. Get ready to journey into the unknown, where every stone, every line, and every shadow holds a mystery waiting to be unraveled. There's something almost magnetic about standing in the shadow of an ancient ritual site. It's as if the stones themselves whisper stories of the people who once gathered here, people who, like us, sought meaning in a vast and often unpredictable world. These places aren't just ruins, they're portals into the hearts and minds of civilizations long gone. They offer us a rare glimpse into how our ancestors made sense of their existence, how they connected with the divine, and how they marked the most important moments of their lives. Take the pyramids of Giza, for instance. These monumental structures weren't just tombs for pharaohs, they were cosmic gateways, designed to guide rulers into the afterlife and align the living world with the rhythms of the heavens. Similarly, the Temple of Carnac in Egypt wasn't merely a place of worship, it was a living, breathing hub of spiritual and political power, where rituals were performed to maintain the harmony of the universe. These sites were more than just physical spaces, they were the beating heart of their civilizations, central to their identity and survival. Yet, for all we've learned about these places, so much remains unknown. Why were certain sites chosen? What specific ceremonies took place within their walls? And what deeper truths about human nature do they reveal? The allure of these ancient spaces lies not just in their grandeur, but in the questions they force us to ask about ourselves and our place in the world. They remind us that, across time and culture, humans have always sought to connect with something greater, whether through prayer, celebration, or the simple act of gathering together. And as we walk among these stones, we can't help but feel that same pull, that same longing to understand the mysteries that bind us to the past. As the sun rises over the ancient mound of Newgrange in Ireland, something extraordinary happens. On the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, a beam of sunlight pierces through a narrow opening above the entrance, flooding the inner chamber with golden light. This phenomenon wasn't accidental, it was carefully engineered by a civilization that lived over 5,000 years ago. Newgrange is just one example of how ancient cultures wove astronomy into the very fabric of their rituals and ceremonies. These people didn't just observe the skies, they used them as a cosmic calendar, aligning their sacred sites with the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. Their understanding of celestial patterns was astonishingly precise, and it reveals a profound connection between the heavens and their spiritual lives. Take Chichen Itza's El Castillo, the iconic stepped pyramid in Mexico. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, the setting sun casts a series of triangular shadows along the pyramid staircase, creating the illusion of a serpent slithering down its side. This wasn't just a stunning visual effect, it was a deliberate symbol tied to the worship of Kukulkan, the feathered serpent deity. The alignment of El Castillo with the equinoxes wasn't merely about marking time, it was a way of uniting the earthly and the divine, of showing that the gods themselves were present in the cycles of the cosmos. But why did these ancient peoples go to such lengths to align their sacred sites with celestial events? For them, the heavens were more than just a backdrop. They were a source of meaning, a guide to the rhythms of life and death, planting and harvest, creation and destruction. The sun, moon, and stars weren't distant objects. They were living forces, intimately connected to their world. By building sites like Newgrange and El Castillo, they were creating spaces where the boundaries between the physical and spiritual realms blurred, where the movements of the cosmos could be felt and celebrated. These celestial alignments also hint at something deeper, a shared human impulse to find order in the chaos of existence. Whether it was the builders of Stonehenge tracking the solstices or the Maya charting the movements of Venus, these cultures were searching for patterns, for ways to make sense of a world that often seemed unpredictable and unknowable. Their rituals weren't just about appeasing the gods, they were about finding harmony with the universe, about aligning human life with the grand cycles of nature. Yet, as fascinating as these astronomical connections are, they're only part of the story. The mystery of these sites goes beyond their alignment with the stars. Why did these cultures choose specific locations for their rituals? What other forces, natural, spiritual, or even political, shaped their designs? And what can these places tell us about the values and beliefs of the people who built them? The answers may lie not just in the heavens, but in the earth beneath our feet and the stories etched into its stones. Rising from the rolling hills of England's Salisbury Plain, Stonehenge stands as one of the most iconic and enigmatic monuments ever created by human hands. Its massive stones, some weighing as much as 25 tons, have captivated the imagination of archaeologists, historians, and everyday visitors for centuries. But despite its fame, Stonehenge remains shrouded in mystery. Who built it? How did they move and arrange these colossal stones without modern technology? And perhaps most intriguing of all, what was its purpose? Theories about Stonehenge's function are as varied as they are fascinating. Some believe it was a burial ground, a sacred place to honor the dead, as human remains dating back thousands of years have been found nearby. Others argue it served as a celestial observatory, its stones aligned with the solstices to mark the changing seasons. The summer solstice, in particular, draws crowds to this day, as the rising sun aligns perfectly with the heel stone, casting its first rays into the heart of the circle. Could this alignment have been a way for ancient people to predict agricultural cycles or even connect with the divine? Then there's the question of its construction. How did a civilization from over 4,000 years ago achieve such a feat of engineering? The smaller bluestones, thought to have been transported from Wales, over 150 miles away, are a marvel in themselves. Were they dragged across land, floated on rafts, or moved by some method we've yet to uncover? The larger sarsen stones, sourced from nearby Marlborough Downs, were no less challenging to erect. Each stone had to be precisely shaped, lifted, and balanced to create the iconic trilithons, the towering stone arches that define the site. The sheer effort required to build Stonehenge speaks volumes about the determination and ingenuity of its creators. Recent archaeological discoveries have only deepened the intrigue. Advanced ground-penetrating technology has revealed a vast network of hidden structures surrounding Stonehenge, including pits, burial mounds, and even a massive circle of wooden posts. These findings suggest that Stonehenge was not an isolated monument, but part of a much larger ceremonial landscape, a hub of activity where rituals, gatherings, and perhaps even pilgrimages took place. Yet for all we've learned, Stonehenge continues to defy easy explanation. It's a testament to the enduring power of human curiosity, a reminder that some mysteries are not meant to be solved quickly, if ever. And while Stonehenge may be the most famous, it's far from alone. Across the globe, from the windswept plains of Salisbury to the dense jungles of Central America, ancient peoples created sites that challenge our understanding of their world. Each one tells a story, not just of the people who built it, but of the universal human desire to make sense of life, death, and the cosmos. Stonehenge is just the beginning. Stretching across the arid plains of southern Peru, the Nazca lines are a breathtaking enigma, a vast canvas of ancient artistry etched into the earth itself. These enormous geoglyphs, some spanning hundreds of feet, depict animals, plants, and geometric shapes so large they can only be fully appreciated from the air. But how did the Nazca people, who lived over 2,000 years ago, create such intricate and precise designs without the ability to see their work from above? And more importantly, why did they go to such extraordinary lengths to leave their mark on the landscape? Theories about the purpose of the Nazca lines are as varied as the shapes themselves. Some researchers suggest they served as astronomical markers, aligning with celestial events like solstices or the positions of stars. Others propose they were pathways for ceremonial processions, guiding participants along sacred routes during rituals. The hummingbird, the spider, the monkey, these figures may have held deep spiritual significance, representing deities, symbols of fertility, or connections to the natural world. The sheer scale of the geoglyphs suggests they weren't just decorative, they were central to the Nazca people's cultural and religious life. What's truly astonishing is the precision with which these lines were created. Using simple tools and careful measurements, the Nazca people removed the reddish-brown topsoil to reveal the lighter-colored earth beneath, creating stark contrasts that endure to this day. But how did they achieve such accuracy without a bird's-eye view? Some believe they used wooden stakes and ropes to map out the designs, while others think they may have built small-scale models to guide their work. Regardless of the method, the result is a testament to their ingenuity and dedication. The Nazca lines also raise questions about the relationship between humans and their environment. These geoglyphs weren't just art, they were a way of transforming the landscape into a sacred space, a place where the spiritual and physical worlds intersected. The desert itself became a canvas, and the act of creating these lines may have been as important as the finished product. For the Nazca people, the process of shaping the earth could have been a form of devotion, a way of communicating with the divine or honoring the forces of nature. Yet the mystery of the Nazca lines doesn't end with their creation. Why did they choose this specific location, a place so remote and inhospitable? Some scholars believe the arid climate played a role, preserving the lines for centuries. Others suggest the location had spiritual significance, perhaps tied to water sources or ancient myths. And then there's the question of how these lines fit into a larger tradition of ancient landscape art. From the chalk figures of England's Uffington White Horse to the animal effigies of the Great Serpent Mound in Ohio, cultures around the world have used the earth itself as a medium for expression and ritual. The Nazca lines are part of this global tapestry, a reminder that humans have always sought to leave their mark on the world, not just through buildings or monuments, but through the very ground beneath their feet. As we gaze at these enigmatic designs from above, we're left with more questions than answers. What ceremonies took place here? What stories did these lines tell? And what drove the Nazca people to create something so vast, so precise, and so enduring? The answers may lie hidden in the desert sands, waiting for us to uncover them. But one thing is certain, the Nazca lines are more than just ancient art. They're a window into a world where the earth itself was alive with meaning, where every line, every curve, and every shape held a story waiting to be told. Far out in the Pacific Ocean, on one of the most remote inhabited islands on Earth, stand the Moai massive stone figures gazing solemnly across the landscape of Easter Island. These towering statues, some weighing up to 80 tons and standing as tall as 33 feet, are more than just impressive works of art. They are a testament to the ingenuity, determination, and spiritual beliefs of the Rapa Nui people who carved them between the 13th and 16th centuries. But how did a small, isolated community with limited resources manage to create and move such colossal figures? And what drove them to invest so much effort into these silent sentinels? The process of creating a moai began in the quarries of Rano Raraku, a volcanic crater where the soft volcanic tuff was ideal for carving. Using stone tools, skilled artisans would meticulously shape each statue, often leaving them partially buried in the rock until they were ready to be transported. But the real mystery lies in how these massive figures were moved across the island. Some theories suggest they were dragged on sledges or rolled on logs, while others propose they were walked into place using ropes to rock them back and forth. Recent experiments have shown that the latter method, though risky, could have been feasible, offering a glimpse into the remarkable engineering skills of the Rapa Nui people. But the journey didn't end there. Once a moai reached its final destination, it was often placed on a stone platform called an ahu, where it would stand as a powerful symbol of authority and spirituality. Many of these platforms were positioned along the coast, with the statues facing inland, as if watching over the island's inhabitants. This placement has led to theories that the moai served as representations of ancestral chiefs or deities, acting as intermediaries between the living and the spiritual world. Their presence may have been meant to ensure the prosperity and protection of the community, a physical embodiment of the island's connection to its past and its gods. Yet the moai are not just relics of a bygone era. They are part of a larger tradition of monumental art found in ancient cultures around the world. From the colossal heads of the Olmec in Mesoamerica to the towering Buddhas of Bamiyan in Afghanistan, humans have long felt the urge to create larger-than-life representations of their beliefs and ideals. These works were not just expressions of artistic skill, they were statements of identity, power, and devotion. The moai, like these other monuments, served as a way for the Rapa Nui people to assert their presence in a vast and often unforgiving world. But the story of the moai is also one of resilience. Easter Island's isolation and limited resources make the creation of these statues even more extraordinary. It's a reminder of what humans can achieve when driven by a shared vision and a deep connection to their cultural and spiritual roots. Today, the moai continue to captivate us, not just for their mystery, but for the questions they force us to ask about our own relationship with the past. What do we choose to memorialize, and how do we ensure that the stories of those who came before us are not forgotten? As we stand before these enigmatic figures, we're reminded that the moai are more than just stone. They are a bridge between worlds, a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and faith. And like the other ancient sites we've explored, They challenge us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths they hold. Perched high in the mist-shrouded Andes, Machu Picchu rises like a dream carved in stone. This ancient Inca citadel, hidden among the clouds, is more than just a marvel of engineering. It's a place where the spiritual and physical worlds seem to collide. Built in the 15th century, Machu Picchu was not a typical city. It was a sacred space, a sanctuary designed to connect the Inca people with the divine. Its very location, nestled between towering peaks and overlooking the sacred Urubamba River, suggests it was chosen not just for its defensibility, but for its spiritual power. The Incas believed the natural world was alive with sacred energy, and Machu Picchu was a place where that energy could be harnessed and celebrated. The layout of Machu Picchu reveals its ceremonial purpose. At its heart lies the Intihuatana, a carved stone pillar believed to have been used as an astronomical instrument. The name itself means hitching post of the sun, and it's thought to have played a key role in rituals tied to the solstices. During these celestial events, the sun's rays would align perfectly with the stone, symbolizing the sun god Intai's connection to the earth. Other structures, like the Temple of the Sun and the Room of the Three Windows, were meticulously aligned with astronomical phenomena, further emphasizing the site's role as a bridge between heaven and earth. For the Incas, these alignments weren't just symbolic, they were essential to maintaining cosmic order and ensuring the prosperity of their empire. But what kind of rituals took place here? While much remains unknown, evidence suggests that Machu Picchu was a place of pilgrimage, where priests and nobles gathered to honor their gods and ancestors. Ceremonies likely involved offerings, music, and dance, all designed to appease the deities and secure their blessings. The presence of water channels and fountains, carefully integrated into the site's design, points to the importance of water in these rituals, a life-giving force revered by the Incas. The Temple of the Condor, shaped like the sacred bird of the Andes, hints at the reverence for nature that permeated their spiritual practices. Every stone, every pathway, seems to tell a story of devotion and connection. Yet, despite its grandeur, Machu Picchu was mysteriously abandoned just over a century after its construction. When the Spanish arrived in the 16th century, they never discovered it, and the site faded into obscurity, reclaimed by the jungle. Why was such a significant place left behind? Some scholars believe it was due to the collapse of the Inca Empire under Spanish conquest, while others suggest it may have been a strategic retreat, a place too sacred to fall into enemy hands. Whatever the reason, Machu Picchu's isolation preserved it, allowing it to emerge centuries later as one of the world's most iconic archaeological treasures. Machu Picchu is more than just a relic of the past. It's a testament to humanity's enduring quest for meaning and connection. Like other ancient cities built with spiritual intent, from Angkor Wat in Cambodia to Teotihuacan in Mexico, it reflects a universal human impulse to create spaces that transcend the mundane and touch the divine. These places remind us that, across cultures and centuries, we have always sought to understand our place in the cosmos. And as we walk the ancient pathways of Machu Picchu, we're not just exploring a lost city, we're stepping into the stories of those who came before us, stories that continue to resonate with us today. Nestled on the sun-drenched islands of Malta, the megalithic temples stand as silent witnesses to a civilization that thrived over 5,000 years ago. These ancient structures, some of the oldest freestanding buildings in the world, are marvels of engineering and artistry, crafted long before the pyramids of Egypt or the stones of Stonehenge were even conceived. What makes these temples so extraordinary isn't just their age, it's the sheer sophistication of their design. Massive limestone blocks, some weighing several tons, were carefully cut, shaped, and fitted together without the use of metal tools or mortar. The precision of their construction is a testament to the skill and ingenuity of the people who built them, a people whose name and language have been lost to time. Take Hagar Kim, for example. This sprawling temple complex, perched on a hill overlooking the Mediterranean, is a masterpiece of ancient architecture. Its walls curve gracefully, creating a series of interconnected chambers that seem to echo the natural contours of the landscape. The central doorway, framed by massive stone slabs, leads into a space that feels both intimate and grand, a place where the boundaries between the human and the divine might have blurred. Nearby, the Temple of Mnajra offers another glimpse into this ancient world. Built with an astonishing attention to detail, its walls are adorned with intricate carvings, and its chambers are aligned with the equinoxes and solstices, suggesting a deep connection to celestial cycles. Was this a place of worship, a calendar, or something else entirely? The answers remain elusive, but the temples themselves speak volumes about the spiritual and cultural life of their creators. What's particularly fascinating about these temples is the evidence they provide of ritual practices. Archaeologists have uncovered altars, hearths, and even mysterious oracle holes that may have been used for divination or communication with the spirit world. Statues and figurines, often depicting curvaceous female forms, hint at a society that revered fertility and the cycles of life. The temples were not just buildings, they were living spaces where the rhythms of nature and the mysteries of existence were celebrated and explored. Yet, despite the wealth of artifacts, much about the rituals performed here remains shrouded in mystery. What songs were sung, what prayers were offered, and what stories were told beneath the shadow of these ancient stones. The temples of Malta are part of a larger tradition of megalithic architecture that spans the globe, from the stone circles of Europe to the dolmens of Korea. What unites these sites is not just their scale, but their purpose. They were places where humans sought to connect with forces greater than themselves. The builders of Malta's temples, like their counterparts elsewhere, were driven by a profound need to understand their place in the universe. They transformed stone into sacred space, creating monuments that continue to inspire awe and wonder thousands of years later. Yet, the story of Malta's temples is also a story of loss. The civilization that built them vanished, leaving behind no written records or clear explanations for their disappearance. Climate change, resource depletion, or even invasion may have played a role, but the truth is we may never know for certain. What we do know is that these temples are a reminder of the fragility of human achievement. They stand as a testament to a people who, against all odds, created something enduring, something that speaks to us across the centuries, inviting us to ponder the mysteries they left behind. As we walk among the weathered stones of Hagar Kim and Mnajra, we're reminded that these temples are more than just relics of the past. They are windows into a world where the spiritual and the material were inseparable, where the act of building was an act of devotion. And like the other ancient sites we've explored, they challenge us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths they hold. The temples of Malta are not just a part of history, they are a part of us, a link to the universal human quest for meaning and connection. High on the slopes of Mount Parnassus in Greece, the Oracle of Delphi was once considered the very center of the ancient world. For over 1,000 years, pilgrims, kings, and philosophers journeyed to this sacred site, seeking guidance from the enigmatic Pythia, the priestess who served as the oracle. Her prophecies, delivered in cryptic verses, shaped the course of empires, influenced wars, and guided the decisions of some of history's most powerful figures. But what made Delphi so special? Why did people from across the Mediterranean world believe in the Pythia's divine connection? The answers lie not just in the rituals and legends surrounding the oracle, but in the very earth beneath her feet. At the heart of Delphi's mystique was the Pythia herself. Seated within the temple of Apollo, she would inhale vapors rising from a fissure in the ground, a phenomenon now believed to have been caused by geological activity. These fumes, possibly containing ethylene or other gases, may have induced a trance-like state, allowing her to channel Apollo's wisdom. Her utterances, often fragmented and poetic, were interpreted by priests and delivered to those who sought her counsel. The process was intricate, with strict rituals governing who could approach the oracle and when. Pilgrims would first purify themselves in the Castalian spring, then offer sacrifices before presenting their questions. The Pythia's responses were rarely straightforward, leaving room for interpretation, and at times manipulation, yet her words carried immense weight, influencing everything from political alliances to personal decisions. Delphi's influence extended far beyond its religious significance. It was a hub of diplomacy and culture, a place where city-states vied for favor and sought to legitimize their actions through divine approval. The site itself was adorned with treasures donated by grateful rulers, from golden statues to intricate works of art. The Pythian Games, held every 4 years, drew competitors and spectators from across the Greek world, further cementing Delphi's status as a cultural and spiritual crossroads. Even the layout of the site reflected its dual role. The Temple of Apollo stood at its center, while treasuries and monuments built by various city-states surrounded it, symbolizing both unity and rivalry. But what truly set Delphi apart was its unique geography. The site was believed to be the omphalos, or navel, of the world, a place where heaven and earth met. This idea wasn't just metaphorical, it was rooted in the landscape itself. The towering cliffs, the sacred spring, and the mysterious vapors all contributed to the sense that Delphi was a place of otherworldly power. Even today, standing among the ruins, you can feel the energy of the place, a reminder of how deeply the ancients connected with their environment. Delphi's legacy is a testament to the enduring human desire to seek guidance from forces beyond our understanding. It also reveals the complex interplay between spirituality and power in the ancient world. The oracle wasn't just a religious figure, she was a political one, her prophecies shaping the course of history. And while the Pythia may have spoken in riddles, her influence was clear. Delphi was a place where the divine and the mortal intersected, where the decisions of kings and the fate of nations were guided by whispers from the gods. As we reflect on Delphi's role in history, we're reminded that the quest for meaning and connection is universal. Whether through prophecy, ritual, or art, humans have always sought to understand their place in the cosmos. And in sites like Delphi, we find not just the echoes of ancient voices, but a mirror to our own search for answers in an uncertain world. The Oracle of Delphi may be silent now, but its story continues to speak to us, offering a glimpse into the ways spirituality and power have shaped human history, and continue to do so today. Stretching across the windswept plains of Brittany in France, the Carnac stones form one of the most astonishing prehistoric landscapes in the world. Thousands of standing stones, some towering over 20 feet high, are arranged in precise rows that stretch for miles across the countryside. This vast assembly of granite sentinels, erected over 6,000 years ago, has puzzled archaeologists, historians, and visitors alike for centuries. What drove the Neolithic people of this region to arrange these stones with such care and precision? And what secrets do these silent monuments hold about the lives and beliefs of their creators? Theories about the purpose of the Carnac stones are as varied as the stones themselves. Some researchers suggest they served as astronomical markers, aligned with the movements of the sun, moon, or stars. The rows of stones, stretching east to west, could have been used to track celestial events, helping ancient communities mark the passage of time and plan agricultural activities. Others propose that the stones were territorial markers, dividing the land into sacred or communal spaces. Their sheer number and orderly arrangement suggest a society capable of complex organization, one that valued both practicality and symbolism. Yet another theory posits that the stones were part of a ritual landscape, a place where ceremonies honoring the dead or invoking the gods took place. The presence of burial mounds and dolmens nearby supports this idea, hinting at a deep connection between the stones and the spiritual practices of their builders. What makes the Carnac stones particularly fascinating is the sheer scale of their construction. Moving and erecting these massive stones would have required immense effort and coordination. Without the aid of modern tools or machinery, the Neolithic people of Carnac had to rely on ingenuity, strength, and teamwork. Some stones weigh several tons, yet they were transported from quarries miles away and set upright with remarkable precision. How did they achieve this feat? While we may never know the exact methods they used, their accomplishment stands as a testament to the resilience and resourcefulness of these ancient communities. The Carnac stones are not an isolated phenomenon. They are part of a much larger tradition of megalithic monuments found across Europe, from the stone circles of Britain to the dolmens of Scandinavia. These structures, though varied in form and function, share a common thread. They reflect a deep connection between ancient peoples and their environment. Whether as temples, tombs, or territorial markers, these monuments were more than just functional. They were expressions of identity, belief, and the human desire to leave a lasting mark on the world. Yet, despite the wealth of theories, the true purpose of the Carnac stones remains elusive. Were they a giant calendar, a sacred pathway, or a communal space for gatherings? The answers may be lost to time, but the stones themselves continue to inspire wonder and curiosity. They remind us that, even thousands of years ago, humans were driven by a need to understand their world and their place within it. The Carnac stones are not just a mystery to be solved, they are a window into the minds and hearts of the people who created them, a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and faith. As we walk among these ancient rows, we're reminded that the Carnac stones are more than just relics of the past. They are part of a story that stretches across time and space, connecting us to the lives and dreams of those who came before. And like the other ancient sites we've explored, they challenge us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths they hold. The Carnac stones are not just a part of history, they are a part of us, a link to the universal human quest for meaning and connection. Rising from the savanna of southern Africa, the ruins of Great Zimbabwe stand as a testament to a civilization whose achievements were once overlooked and misunderstood. This sprawling stone city, built by the Shona people between the 11th and 15th centuries, was once a thriving hub of trade, spirituality, and political power. Its towering stone walls, some reaching over 30 feet high, and intricate structures like the Great Enclosure and the Hill Complex are marvels of engineering and artistry. Yet for centuries, European colonizers refused to believe that such a sophisticated city could have been built by African hands. They attributed its construction to mythical foreign powers, ignoring the rich history and ingenuity of the Shona people. Today, Great Zimbabwe serves as a powerful reminder of Africa's vibrant and complex past, a past that challenges outdated narratives and reshapes our understanding of ancient civilizations. At its height, Great Zimbabwe was more than just a city. It was the heart of a vast trading network that stretched across the Indian Ocean. Gold, ivory, and other precious goods flowed through its gates, connecting the Shona people with traders from as far away as Arabia, India, and China. The wealth generated from this trade allowed the city to flourish, supporting a population that may have numbered in the tens of thousands. The Great Enclosure, with its massive concentric walls and conical tower, is thought to have been a royal residence or a ceremonial space, a place where the elite could display their power and connect with the spiritual world. The hill complex, perched high above the city, may have served as a religious center where rituals honoring ancestors and deities were performed. Together, these structures reveal a society that valued both earthly and divine authority, blending the practical with the sacred in ways that continue to inspire awe. Yet for all its grandeur, Great Zimbabwe's decline remains shrouded in mystery. By the 15th century, the city was abandoned, its people scattering across the region. Some theories suggest environmental factors, such as deforestation or drought, may have played a role. Others point to shifts in trade routes or internal political strife. Whatever the cause, the fall of Great Zimbabwe marked the end of an era, leaving behind a legacy etched in stone and a story that challenges us to rethink the narrative of African history. Great Zimbabwe is not an isolated marvel. It's part of a larger tapestry of African civilizations that have often been overlooked or minimized in global history. From the Kingdom of Axum in Ethiopia to the Mali Empire of West Africa, the continent is home to a rich heritage of innovation, artistry, and cultural achievement. The story of Great Zimbabwe reminds us that Africa's history is not one of stagnation or simplicity, but of dynamic societies that shaped their worlds in profound ways. As we walk among the ruins of Great Zimbabwe, we're not just exploring an ancient city, we're uncovering a chapter of human history that deserves to be celebrated. These stones whisper stories of a people who built not just a city, but a legacy, one that continues to inspire pride and curiosity. And like the other sites we've explored, Great Zimbabwe invites us to look beyond the surface, to see the connections between past and present, and to recognize the enduring power of human creativity and resilience. Dominating the ancient city of Teotihuacan, the Pyramid of the Sun rises like a mountain crafted by human hands. This colossal structure, the third largest pyramid in the world, stands as a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of a civilization that flourished over 2,000 years ago. Yet, despite its imposing presence, the Pyramid of the Sun is more than just an architectural marvel. It's a window into a world where the physical and spiritual realms were inseparable. Built around the 1st century, this pyramid was the heart of Teotihuacan, a city whose name means the place where the gods were created. But who were the people who built it? What drove them to create such a monumental structure, and what secrets lie buried within its stones? The Pyramid of the Sun is a masterpiece of celestial alignment. Its orientation is no accident. The pyramid is precisely aligned with the movements of the sun. During the equinoxes, the sun rises directly above its peak, casting a shadow that aligns perfectly with the pyramid's central staircase. This alignment wasn't just a display of astronomical knowledge, it was a deeply spiritual act, connecting the city's inhabitants with the cycles of the cosmos. For the people of Teotihuacan, the sun wasn't just a celestial body, it was a god, a source of life and energy. The pyramids served as a bridge between the earthly and the divine, a place where rituals could harness the sun's power to ensure fertility, prosperity, and order. But the Pyramid of the Sun wasn't just a temple, it was also a stage for grand rituals. Archaeological evidence suggests that ceremonies here involved offerings, music, and possibly even human sacrifice. The pyramid's base contains a network of tunnels and chambers, some of which may have been used for sacred rites or as repositories for offerings. The discovery of jade, obsidian, and other precious materials within these spaces hints at the city's wealth and its far-reaching trade connections. Yet, the purpose of these rituals remains shrouded in mystery. Were they acts of devotion, attempts to appease the gods, or displays of power by Teotihuacan's rulers? The answers may lie hidden within the pyramid's layers, waiting to be uncovered. What's equally fascinating is the precision of the pyramid's construction. Built from millions of tons of stone, earth, and plaster, the Pyramid of the Sun is a feat of engineering that rivals the great monuments of Egypt. Its builders used advanced techniques, including a grid system to ensure symmetry and stability. Yet, unlike the pyramids of Giza, which were constructed with clearly defined purposes, the Pyramid of the Sun's exact role in Teotihuacan society remains unclear. Was it a royal tomb, a temple, or a symbol of the city's power? The absence of written records from the Teotihuacan civilization only deepens the mystery. Teotihuacan itself is part of a larger tradition of Mesoamerican ceremonial centers, from the towering pyramids of Chichen Itza to the sprawling plazas of Monte Alban. These sites share a common thread. They were places where architecture, astronomy, and spirituality intertwined. The people of Mesoamerica saw their cities as microcosms of the universe, with each structure reflecting their understanding of the cosmos and their place within it. The Pyramid of the Sun, with its celestial alignments and monumental scale, is a prime example of this worldview, a physical expression of humanity's quest to connect with the divine. As we stand before the Pyramid of the Sun, we're reminded that Teotihuacan is more than just an ancient city. It's a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and faith. Its builders may have vanished, leaving behind no written records or clear explanations, but their legacy lives on in the stones they left behind. These stones tell a story of a people who dared to dream big, who sought to touch the heavens, and who left behind a mystery that continues to captivate us today. And like the other ancient sites we've explored, Teotihuacan invites us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths. It holds truths that connect us to the universal human quest for meaning and connection. Deep in the rolling hills of southeastern Turkey, the ancient site of Göbekli Tepe rises from the earth like a forgotten whisper from the dawn of civilization. Dating back over 11,000 years, this sprawling complex of stone circles and towering pillars predates Stonehenge by 6 millennia and the pyramids of Egypt by 7. It's not just the oldest known temple in the world, it's a revelation, a discovery that has turned our understanding of prehistoric societies upside down. Who built Göbekli Tepe and why? What drove these ancient people to create such an intricate and monumental site at a time when humans were thought to be simple hunter-gatherers? The answers lie hidden in the stones, waiting to be uncovered. The most striking feature of Göbekli Tepe is its intricate carvings. The massive T-shaped pillars, some standing over 16 feet tall, are adorned with detailed reliefs of animals, snakes, foxes, boars, and birds, each rendered with astonishing precision. These carvings aren't just decorative, They're thought to hold deep symbolic meaning, possibly representing totems, spiritual guardians, or even a form of early storytelling. The sheer skill required to create these carvings suggests a level of artistic and technical sophistication that challenges the traditional view of early humans as primitive nomads. Göbekli Tepe forces us to reconsider what we thought we knew about the capabilities of prehistoric societies, but what was the purpose of this ancient site? Archaeologists believe Göbekli Tepe served as a ceremonial center, a place where communities gathered for rituals, feasts, and possibly even astronomical observations. The arrangement of the stone circles, with their central pillars and surrounding enclosures, suggests a space designed for communal activities and spiritual practices. Yet, unlike later temples, there's no evidence of permanent settlements nearby. This raises intriguing questions. Did people travel great distances to gather here? Was Göbekli Tepe a pilgrimage site, a place of unity and shared purpose for scattered groups of hunter-gatherers? The site's role in early human society remains a puzzle, but its existence hints at a level of social organization and cooperation far more advanced than previously imagined. Perhaps the greatest mystery of Göbekli Tepe is why it was buried. Around 8,000 years after its construction, the entire complex was deliberately filled in with soil, effectively preserving it for millennia. Was this an act of reverence, a way of retiring a sacred site, or was it an attempt to conceal it, perhaps due to shifting beliefs or social upheaval? The act of burying Göbekli Tepe adds another layer of intrigue to its story, a deliberate choice by its builders that has left us with more questions than answers. The discovery of Göbekli Tepe has fundamentally reshaped our understanding of human history. For centuries, we believed that organized religion and monumental architecture emerged only after the advent of agriculture, as a byproduct of settled life. Göbekli Tepe turns this narrative on its head, suggesting that spirituality and communal cooperation may have been catalysts for the development of agriculture and civilization itself. It's a profound idea that the need to gather, to worship, and to create may have driven humans to settle down and build the foundations of modern society. As we stand before the weathered stones of Göbekli Tepe, we're reminded that history is not a straight line, but a tapestry of interconnected threads, each one revealing new dimensions of the human experience. This ancient site challenges us to think differently about our ancestors, to see them not as primitive but as complex, creative, and deeply spiritual beings. Göbekli Tepe is more than just a temple, it's a testament to the enduring human desire to connect, to create, and to leave a mark on the world. And like the other ancient sites we've explored, it invites us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths it holds. Nestled in the rolling countryside of southern England, the ancient stone circle of Avebury stretches across the landscape like a giant's playground. Unlike the more famous Stonehenge, Avebury's stone circle is vast, so large, in fact, that it encompasses an entire village within its boundaries. This sprawling site, built over 4,000 years ago, is more than just a collection of stones. It's a sacred landscape, a place where the natural and spiritual worlds seem to intertwine. At its heart lies a massive stone circle, surrounded by a deep ditch and embankment known as a henge. Radiating outward from this central ring are two avenues of standing stones, stretching like ancient pathways across the earth. Together, these elements create a ritual space unlike any other, a place that has captivated archaeologists and visitors alike for centuries. The scale of Avebury's construction is staggering. The outer stone circle alone is over 1,000 feet in diameter, making it one of the largest prehistoric monuments in Europe. The henge, carved from the chalk bedrock, required the removal of thousands of tons of earth, a feat that would have demanded immense effort and coordination from the Neolithic community that built it. Yet, the purpose of Avebury remains as mysterious as its construction. Was it a place of worship, a ceremonial gathering space, or perhaps even an astronomical observatory? The stones themselves offer few clues, but their arrangement suggests a deep connection to the rhythms of nature and the cosmos. Some stones are aligned with the solstices, hinting at a possible role in marking the changing seasons or celestial events. Others may have served as symbols of fertility or power, their shapes and positions imbued with spiritual significance. Avebury's significance is further amplified by its connection to nearby sites, most notably Silbury Hill. Just a short walk from the stone circle, Silbury Hill rises like a man-made mountain, its grassy slopes concealing a complex inner structure. At 130 feet tall, it's the largest prehistoric mound in Europe, yet its purpose remains as enigmatic as Avebury's. Some believe it was a burial mound, while others suggest it was a symbolic representation of the earth or even a marker for sacred gatherings. Together, Avebury and Silbury Hill form part of a larger ceremonial landscape, a network of sites that may have been used for rituals, processions, or other communal activities. This interconnectedness hints at a society that viewed the land itself as sacred, a canvas on which they could express their beliefs and connect with the divine. What makes Avebury particularly fascinating is its endurance. Unlike many ancient sites, which were abandoned or repurposed over time, Avebury remained a place of significance long after its original builders were gone. During the Middle Ages, it became associated with folklore and legend, with some locals believing the stones were petrified giants or the work of the devil. Even today, Avebury continues to draw visitors seeking connection with its ancient past. Whether standing in the shadow of its towering stones or walking the paths of its ancient avenues, there's a palpable sense of mystery and wonder that lingers in the air. Avebury is not just a relic of the past, it's a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and spirituality. Its stones tell a story of a people who saw the world as a living, sacred space, a place where the boundaries between the earthly and the divine could be crossed. And like the other ceremonial landscapes we've explored, Avebury challenges us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths it holds. These truths remind us that, across time and culture, humans have always sought to connect with something greater, whether through stone, earth, or the stars above. As we walk among the stones of Avebury, we're not just exploring an ancient site, we're stepping into a story that continues to resonate with us today. Hidden deep within the arid landscapes of northwestern New Mexico, Chaco Canyon emerges as a silent testament to the ingenuity and spirituality of the ancestral Pueblones. This sprawling complex of monumental architecture, built over 1,000 years ago, was once the heart of a vast cultural and ceremonial network. Its great houses, towering kivas, and intricate road systems reveal a society that not only thrived in a harsh environment, but also created a center of profound spiritual and economic significance. What makes Chaco Canyon truly remarkable is its scale. Its buildings, constructed with millions of precisely cut stones, rival the grandeur of medieval cathedrals. But this was more than just a city. It was a place where the cosmos and the earth converged, where rituals and trade intertwined to create a hub of unprecedented influence. At the core of Chaco Canyon's mystery is its celestial alignment. The ancestral Pueblones were master astronomers, and their architecture reflects a deep understanding of the heavens. Structures like Pueblo Bonito, the largest and most elaborate of the great houses, are aligned with the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. During the summer solstice, sunlight passes through specific windows and doorways, illuminating sacred spaces within the building. These alignments weren't accidental. They were deliberate acts of engineering, designed to connect the people of Chaco with the rhythms of the universe. The canyon itself may have been chosen for its unique geography, a natural amphitheater that amplified the spiritual significance of its ceremonies. For the ancestral Pueblones, the sky wasn't just a backdrop. It was a living, dynamic force, and Chaco Canyon was their stage for engaging with it. But Chaco Canyon wasn't just a place of worship. It was also a thriving center of trade and culture. Artifacts found at the site reveal connections that stretched across the American Southwest and beyond. Shells from the Pacific coast, macaw feathers from Mesoamerica, and turquoise from distant mines all point to a network of exchange that brought wealth and prestige to the canyon. The Chacones built an extensive system of roads, some over 30 feet wide, linking the canyon to outlying communities and resource centers. These roads weren't just practical. They were symbolic, reflecting the canyon's role as a unifying force in the region. Yet, despite its prosperity, Chaco Canyon's golden age was relatively short-lived. By the 12th century, the site was largely abandoned, its people dispersing to smaller settlements. What caused this decline? Drought, environmental strain, or shifting social dynamics may have played a role, but the truth remains elusive. The story of Chaco Canyon is part of a larger narrative of Native American ceremonial landscapes. Like the mounds of Cahokia or the cliff dwellings of Mesa Verde, Chaco reflects a tradition of creating spaces where the spiritual and the everyday intertwine. These sites weren't just architectural feats, they were expressions of a worldview that saw the land as sacred and alive. The ancestral Pueblones, like other Native American cultures, understood their environment as a partner, not a resource to be exploited. Their buildings, roads, and rituals were acts of reverence, ways of honoring the forces that sustained them. Today, Chaco Canyon stands as a reminder of a civilization that achieved extraordinary things in an unforgiving landscape. Its ruins whisper stories of a people who looked to the stars for guidance, who built not just for themselves, but for the generations to come. Walking among its weathered stones, you can almost hear the echoes of ancient chants, feel the pulse of a society that sought to harmonize with the cosmos. Chaco Canyon isn't just a relic of the past, it's a bridge to a way of seeing the world that still resonates today. And like the other ceremonial sites we've explored, it challenges us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths. It holds truths about humanity's enduring quest for connection, meaning, and balance. Rising from the sands of Giza, the Great Sphinx stands as one of the most iconic and enigmatic symbols of ancient Egypt. With the body of a lion and the face of a pharaoh, this colossal statue has watched over the desert for thousands of years, its weathered features bearing silent witness to the rise and fall of civilizations. But who built the Sphinx and why? What secrets does its gaze hold? And what can it tell us about the people who created it? The answers are as elusive as the shifting sands that surround it, but the Sphinx's story is one that continues to captivate and mystify. The Sphinx is a marvel of ancient engineering, carved directly from the bedrock of the Giza Plateau. Measuring 240 feet long and 66 feet high, it's the largest monolithic statue in the world. Its construction is traditionally attributed to the pharaoh Khafre, who ruled during the 4th dynasty around 2500 BCE. The statue's face is often said to resemble Khafre himself, though this remains a matter of debate. What's certain is that the Sphinx was no mere decorative piece. It was a powerful symbol of royal authority and divine protection. The lion, a symbol of strength and kingship, combined with the human head, suggests a connection between the pharaoh and the gods, a bridge between the earthly and the divine. But the Sphinx's role extended beyond symbolism. Many scholars believe it played a central part in ancient Egyptian rituals, particularly those tied to the sun god Ra. The statue's east-facing orientation suggests it was designed to greet the rising sun, a daily rebirth that mirrored the pharaoh's role as a mediator between the gods and the people. Some theories propose that the Sphinx was part of a larger ceremonial complex, linked to the nearby pyramids and temples through processional pathways. These rituals, often involving offerings and prayers, would have reinforced the pharaoh's divine mandate and ensured the kingdom's prosperity. Yet, despite its grandeur, the Sphinx's original purpose remains shrouded in mystery, its true significance lost to time. One of the most enduring mysteries of the Sphinx is its missing nose. How and why it was lost has sparked countless theories, from deliberate vandalism to natural erosion. One popular legend blames Napoleon's troops, claiming they used the Sphinx for target practice. However, historical records suggest the nose was already missing long before Napoleon's arrival. Another theory points to the Sufi Muslim Sam al-Dar, who reportedly destroyed the nose in the 14th century to protest idolatry. Regardless of how it happened, the missing nose has become a symbol of the Sphinx's enigmatic nature, a reminder that even the most enduring monuments are not immune to the passage of time. Another puzzle lies in the Sphinx's erosion patterns. While some weathering can be attributed to wind and sand, other patterns suggest the statue may have been exposed to water, lots of it. This has led some researchers to propose that the Sphinx is far older than previously thought, possibly dating back to a time when the climate of Egypt was much wetter. While this theory remains controversial, it raises fascinating questions about the Sphinx's origins and the possibility of a lost civilization that predates ancient Egypt. Could the Sphinx be a relic of an even more ancient world, its secrets buried beneath the sands? The Sphinx is not an isolated monument. It's part of a larger tradition of monumental art in ancient Egypt. From the towering obelisks of Carnac to the colossal statues of Ramses II, the Egyptians were masters of creating awe-inspiring works that reflected their beliefs and ambitions. These monuments were more than just art, they were statements of power, devotion, and permanence, designed to endure for eternity. The Sphinx, with its blend of human and animal forms, its connection to the sun, and its role in the spiritual life of the kingdom, is a prime example of this tradition. It stands as a testament to the ingenuity and vision of a civilization that saw the world as a place where the divine and the mortal could meet. As we gaze into the Sphinx's timeless eyes, we're reminded that this ancient statue is more than just a relic of the past. It's a symbol of humanity's enduring quest to understand the mysteries of existence, to connect with the divine, and to leave a mark on the world that will last for generations. The Sphinx's story is not just about ancient Egypt. It's about the universal human desire to create, to endure, and to seek meaning in a vast and ever-changing world. And like the other ancient sites we've explored, the Sphinx invites us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths. It holds truths that continue to resonate with us today. Beneath the dense jungles of the Yucatan Peninsula lies a hidden world of water and wonder, the sacred cenotes. These natural sinkholes, formed over millennia as limestone bedrock collapsed, were more than just sources of fresh water for the ancient Maya. They were portals to the underworld, places where the boundaries between the earthly and the spiritual realms dissolved. For the Maya, cenotes were sacred spaces, imbued with profound meaning and central to their rituals and beliefs. But what made these watery depths so significant, and what secrets do they hold? Cenotes were considered gateways to Xibalba, the Maya underworld, a realm ruled by powerful deities and spirits. To the Maya, water was not just a physical necessity, it was a symbol of life, death, and rebirth. The cenotes, with their cool, dark waters and mysterious depths, became natural temples where rituals honoring the gods took place. Offerings of jade, gold, and pottery were cast into the waters, along with more somber sacrifices. Human remains discovered in cenotes suggest that these sites were also places of pilgrimage and penance, where individuals sought to appease the gods or ensure the fertility of the land. The cenotes were not just holes in the ground, they were living connections to the divine, places where the Maya could communicate with the forces that shaped their world. The artifacts found within these cenotes offer a glimpse into the richness of Maya spirituality. Jade masks, intricately carved figurines, and even remnants of textiles have been recovered from the depths, each one a testament to the artistry and devotion of the Maya people. These objects were not merely discarded, they were carefully placed, often in specific arrangements that reflected their symbolic significance. For example, jade, associated with water and fertility, was frequently offered to the rain god Chaco, while gold artifacts may have been linked to the sun. Each discovery adds another layer to our understanding of Maya beliefs, revealing a complex tapestry of rituals and symbolism. Yet, the cenotes are more than just repositories of ancient artifacts. They are part of a larger tradition of sacred water sites in Mesoamerica, from the sacred wells of the Aztecs to the ceremonial baths of Teotihuacan. Across these cultures, water was seen as a powerful force, capable of cleansing, healing, and connecting the living with the divine. The cenotes of the Yucatan are a particularly striking example of this tradition, blending the natural and the spiritual in a way that continues to captivate us today. Their crystal-clear waters, surrounded by lush vegetation and echoing with the calls of tropical birds, create an atmosphere of otherworldly beauty, a reminder that, for the Maya, the sacred was never far from the everyday. As we peer into the depths of these ancient sinkholes, we're reminded that the cenotes are more than just relics of the past. They are windows into a worldview that saw the earth as alive, interconnected, and filled with meaning. The Maya didn't just live on the land, they were part of it, their lives and rituals woven into the fabric of the natural world. The cenotes, with their shimmering waters and hidden treasures, invite us to see the world through their eyes, a world where every stone, every drop of water, and every breath of wind held a story waiting to be told. And like the other sacred sites we've explored, the cenotes challenge us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths they hold. Scattered across the highlands of northern Laos, the Plain of Jars is a haunting and enigmatic landscape that has puzzled archaeologists and visitors for decades. Thousands of massive stone jars, some weighing several tons, lie strewn across the rolling hills, their origins and purpose cloaked in mystery. Carved from solid rock, these jars vary in size, with the largest standing over 9 feet tall, their rims often adorned with intricate carvings. Who created these jars and why? What stories do these ancient vessels hold? And what can they tell us about the civilization that left them behind? The answers are as elusive as the mist that often shrouds this remote region. Theories about the Plain of Jars are as varied as the jars themselves. One of the most widely accepted ideas is that they served as burial urns, used to hold the remains of the dead. Excavations have uncovered human bones, pottery fragments, and other artifacts buried near the jars, suggesting they were part of a complex funerary tradition. Some researchers believe the jars were used to decompose bodies before the bones were moved to a final resting place, a practice seen in other ancient cultures. Others propose that the jars were storage containers, perhaps for food, water, or even fermented beverages used in rituals. The sheer number of jars, estimated at over 2,000, hints at a society that valued these vessels deeply, whether for practical or spiritual reasons. But the plain of jars isn't just an archaeological puzzle, it's also a place of profound challenges. Decades of conflict have left the region littered with unexploded ordnance, making excavation and study hazardous. This has limited researchers' ability to fully explore the site and uncover its secrets. Despite these obstacles, the work continues, driven by a determination to piece together the story of this ancient civilization. Each jar, each fragment of bone or pottery, offers a tantalizing clue, a glimpse into a world that has long since vanished. The Plain of Jars is part of a larger tradition of enigmatic ancient sites in Southeast Asia, from the megalithic monuments of Indonesia to the stone circles of Cambodia. These sites share a common thread. They reflect a deep connection between ancient peoples and their environment. The jars of Laos, like the standing stones of Avebury or the pyramids of Egypt, are more than just objects. They are expressions of a worldview, a way of understanding and interacting with the world. They remind us that, across time and culture, humans have always sought to create meaning, to leave a mark on the land that speaks to their beliefs, fears, and aspirations. As we stand among the silent stones of the Plain of Jars, we're reminded that these ancient vessels are more than just relics of the past. They are windows into a world that valued both the practical and the sacred, where the boundaries between life and death, the earthly and the divine, were fluid and interconnected. The jars challenge us to look beyond the surface, to see not just the stones, but the hands that shaped them and the stories they hold. And like the other ancient sites we've explored, the Plain of Jars invites us to uncover the deeper truths it holds, truths that connect us to the universal human quest for meaning and connection. The Plain of Jars is a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and resilience. Despite the challenges of time and conflict, these ancient vessels continue to captivate and inspire, their silent presence a reminder of a civilization that once thrived in the misty hills of Laos. As we ponder their purpose, we're reminded that some mysteries are not meant to be solved quickly, if ever. The Plain of Jars, with its weathered stones and hidden stories, invites us to walk among its jars, to listen to the whispers of the past, and to imagine the lives of those who once called this place home. Carved into the rose-red cliffs of southern Jordan, the ancient city of Petra emerges like a mirage from the desert. Known as the Rose City for its striking sandstone hues, Petra is a masterpiece of rock-cut architecture, a place where human ingenuity and natural beauty converge in breathtaking harmony. But Petra is more than just a visual wonder. It's a testament to the resilience and ambition of the Nabateans, a nomadic people who transformed this rugged landscape into a thriving hub of trade, culture, and spirituality. How did a desert-dwelling society create such an extraordinary city, and what secrets lie hidden within its towering cliffs and winding canyons? At its height, Petra was a bustling crossroads, a city that connected the ancient trade routes of Arabia, Egypt, and the Mediterranean. The Nabateans, masters of commerce and engineering, carved their city directly into the sandstone cliffs, creating a labyrinth of temples, tombs, and dwellings that seem to grow organically from the rock. The most iconic of these structures is Al-Khazne, or the Treasury, a monumental facade adorned with intricate carvings and towering columns. This awe-inspiring edifice, believed to have been a royal tomb or temple, captures the imagination of all who see it. But the Treasury is just one of Petra's many wonders. The city is filled with rock-cut tombs, each one a testament to the Nabateans' skill and artistry. The urn tomb, the Corinthian tomb, and the palace tomb are just a few examples, their facades reflecting a blend of Hellenistic, Egyptian, and Nabatean styles. These structures weren't just burial sites, they were statements of power and prestige, designed to awe and inspire. Yet, Petra's significance went beyond its architectural grandeur. It was also a spiritual center, a place where the Nabateans honored their gods and performed rituals tied to the natural world. High above the city, the Ad-Dar Monastery stands as a reminder of Petra's religious importance. This massive structure, with its sweeping views of the surrounding landscape, may have been used for ceremonies or as a place of pilgrimage. Nearby, the high place of sacrifice offers another glimpse into Petra's spiritual life. Perched atop a sheer cliff, this open-air altar was likely used for offerings and rituals, its elevated position symbolizing a connection between the earthly and the divine. For the Nabateans, the desert itself was sacred, a place where the boundaries between the human and the spiritual realms blurred. Petra's temples and tombs were not just physical spaces, they were conduits for engaging with the gods and the forces of nature. The mystery of Petra's decline is as compelling as its rise. By the 7th century CE, the city had been largely abandoned, its once bustling streets falling silent. What caused this dramatic transformation? Some point to shifting trade routes, which bypassed Petra and diminished its economic importance. Others suggest natural disasters, such as earthquakes, may have played a role. Still, others believe the rise of Christianity and the decline of traditional Nabatean beliefs contributed to the city's downfall. Whatever the cause, Petra's legacy endures, its ruins a haunting reminder of a civilization that once thrived in the heart of the desert. Petra is part of a broader tradition of rock-cut architecture found across the ancient world, from the cliffside monasteries of Cappadocia to the temples of Allure in India. These sites share a common thread. They reflect a deep connection between humans and their environment, a desire to shape the natural world into spaces of beauty and meaning. The Nabateans, like their counterparts elsewhere, saw the rock not as an obstacle, but as a canvas, a medium for expressing their beliefs, ambitions, and creativity. Petra's monumental facades and hidden chambers are more than just architectural feats. They are expressions of a worldview that saw the earth as alive and sacred. As we walk through the narrow Sick, the canyon that serves as Petra's grand entrance, we're reminded that this ancient city is more than just a relic of the past. It's a testament to the enduring power of human imagination and determination, a place where the lines between the natural and the man-made blur. The Nabateans didn't just build a city, they carved a legacy into the very rock, leaving behind a story that continues to inspire and captivate us today. And like the other ancient sites we've explored, Petra invites us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths. It holds truths about humanity's timeless quest for beauty, meaning, and connection. Among the many mysteries of Easter Island, the Rongorongo script stands out as one of the most tantalizing. Carved into wooden tablets, this enigmatic writing system is unlike anything else found in Polynesia, or for that matter, anywhere in the world. Its symbols, a mix of intricate glyphs resembling human figures, animals, and geometric shapes, have baffled researchers since their discovery in the 19th century. What do these glyphs mean? Were they a form of record-keeping, a sacred ritual text, or something else entirely? The answers remain elusive, but the story of Rongorongo offers a fascinating glimpse into the intellectual and spiritual life of the Rapa Nui people. One of the most striking aspects of Rongorongo is its uniqueness. Unlike other ancient writing systems, such as Egyptian hieroglyphs or Mesopotamian cuneiform, Rongorongo has no known linguistic or cultural parallels. This isolation makes it incredibly difficult to decipher. The script's glyphs appear to be arranged in a pattern known as reverse baustrophedon, where the lines alternate direction with each row, much like plowing a field back and forth. Yet, without a Rosetta Stone, a bilingual text that could provide a key to translation, scholars have struggled to unlock its secrets. Some believe the script may have been a form of proto-writing, a system of symbols used to convey ideas rather than specific words or sounds. Others suggest it could have been a mnemonic device, aiding in the recitation of oral traditions or rituals. The origins of Rongorongo are just as mysterious as its meaning. According to local legend, the script was brought to Easter Island by the island's first inhabitants, who carried it on tablets from their ancestral homeland. However, archaeological evidence suggests Rongorongo may have emerged much later, possibly in the 18th century, after European contact. This raises intriguing questions. Was Rongorongo an independent invention, or could it have been influenced by the written languages of European explorers? Some scholars argue that the script's sudden appearance points to a creative response to external influences, a way for the Rapa Nui people to assert their cultural identity in a changing world. Whatever its origins, Rongorongo reflects the ingenuity and adaptability of its creators. The connection between Rongorongo and ritual is another layer of its mystery. Many of the surviving tablets were found in contexts suggesting they were used in ceremonies, possibly tied to the worship of the island's birdman cult or other spiritual practices. The glyphs themselves often depict figures in poses that resemble chanting or dancing, hinting at their use in religious or communal activities. Could Rongorongo have been a way to preserve sacred knowledge passed down through generations, or was it a form of communication with the divine, a way to bridge the gap between the human and spiritual realms? The answers may lie hidden in the weathered wooden tablets, waiting for someone to crack their code. Despite the challenges, the study of Rongorongo continues to captivate researchers. Advances in technology, such as high-resolution imaging and computational analysis, offer new hope for decipherment. Yet, even if the script's meaning remains a mystery, its existence is a testament to the creativity and complexity of the Rapa Nui people. It reminds us that writing, in all its forms, is more than just a tool for communication. It's a way of preserving identity, expressing belief, and connecting with the past. Rongorongo is part of a larger tradition of ancient writing systems that have puzzled and inspired us, from the Indus Valley script to the undeciphered symbols of the Vinca culture. These systems remind us that writing is a universal human impulse, a way of making sense of the world and leaving a mark for future generations. As we ponder the mystery of Rongorongo, we're reminded that some stories are not meant to be easily understood. They invite us to question, to explore, and to imagine the lives of those who came before us. And in that process, we uncover not just the secrets of the past, but the enduring power of human creativity and curiosity. Tucked away in the lush landscapes of India, the sacred groves stand as living sanctuaries of nature and spirituality. These patches of forest, often no larger than a few acres, have been preserved for centuries, not by law or decree, but by reverence. Each grove is dedicated to a local deity or spirit, and within their shaded boundaries, the natural world is seen as sacred, untouchable by human hands. The sacred groves are more than just ecological treasures. They are windows into a world where the divine and the natural are inseparable. But how did these groves come to be, and what makes them so vital to the communities that protect them? The origins of India's sacred groves are as mysterious as the rituals performed within them. Some believe they date back to pre-Vedic times, long before the arrival of organized religions, when animistic beliefs held sway. Others suggest they emerged as a response to deforestation, a way for communities to safeguard vital resources by imbuing them with spiritual significance. Regardless of their beginnings, these groves have become enduring symbols of a deep connection between humans and the environment. Each grove is unique, shaped by the customs and beliefs of the local people. In some, rituals are performed under the canopy of ancient trees, offering prayers for rain, fertility, or protection. In others, the grove itself is considered a living temple, its plants and animals revered as manifestations of the divine. The ecological importance of these groves cannot be overstated. In a country where deforestation and industrialization have taken a heavy toll, the sacred groves are islands of biodiversity, preserving rare species of plants, animals, and insects. They act as natural water sources, preventing soil erosion and maintaining the delicate balance of local ecosystems, but their significance goes beyond the practical. The groves are a testament to a way of life that sees nature not as a resource to be exploited, but as a partner to be respected. This philosophy, rooted in ancient traditions, offers a powerful alternative to modern attitudes toward the environment. The sacred groves are also a reminder of the cultural richness of India's diverse communities. Each grove reflects the beliefs and practices of the people who tend it, from the groves of Kerala, dedicated to serpent deities, to those in Maharashtra honoring mother goddesses. These spaces are not just places of worship, they are centers of community life, where festivals, storytelling, and rituals bind people together. The groves serve as a living link to the past, preserving traditions that might otherwise be lost in the face of modernization. Yet, the sacred groves are not unique to India. They are part of a global tradition of nature worship, found in cultures as diverse as the ancient Celts, the indigenous peoples of the Americas, and the animistic societies of Africa. These traditions share a common thread, a belief that the natural world is imbued with spiritual power, that trees, rivers, and mountains are not just physical entities, but sacred beings deserving of respect. The sacred groves of India are a powerful expression of this universal human impulse, a reminder that our connection to the earth is as much about spirituality as it is about survival. Walking through a sacred grove, with its dappled sunlight and whispering leaves, is like stepping into another world, a world where the boundaries between the human and the natural dissolve. These groves challenge us to rethink our relationship with the environment, to see it not as something separate from ourselves, but as an integral part of our lives. They remind us that, across cultures and centuries, humans have sought to find meaning and connection in the natural world, and in doing so, they offer a timeless lesson that the earth is not just a resource, but a sacred gift, one we must cherish and protect. As we leave the sacred groves behind, we carry with us a deeper understanding of the ways in which spirituality and ecology intersect. These ancient sanctuaries are more than just relics of the past. They are living, breathing reminders of a worldview that honors the earth as a source of life and meaning. And like the other ceremonial landscapes we've explored, they invite us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths they hold. The sacred groves of India are not just a part of history, they are a call to action, urging us to rethink our place in the world and our responsibility to the planet we call home. In the dense jungles of southern Mexico, the Olmec colossal heads rise from the earth like silent sentinels of a forgotten age. Carved from massive basalt boulders, these towering sculptures, some weighing up to 40 tons, are among the most striking and enigmatic artifacts of the ancient world. Each head, with its distinct facial features, headdress, and expression, seems to gaze into eternity, a testament to the skill and vision of the Olmec civilization, often regarded as the mother culture of Mesoamerica. But who were these figures immortalized in stone, and what drove the Olmec people to create such monumental works of art, laboring to carve and transport these immense stones without the aid of modern tools or machinery? The answers lie hidden in the jungles and the stones themselves. The colossal heads are believed to represent Olmec rulers or deities, their stern faces and elaborate headdresses symbolizing power and authority. The Olmec, who thrived between 1200 and 400 BCE, were master artisans, their culture laying the groundwork for later civilizations like the Maya and Aztecs. Yet, despite their influence, much about the Olmec remains shrouded in mystery. The colossal heads, scattered across sites like La Venta and San Lorenzo, are some of the few clues we have to their beliefs and rituals. These sculptures were more than just portraits. They were likely central to ceremonies honoring the ruler's divine connection or commemorating significant events. The sheer scale of the heads suggests they were meant to inspire awe, to convey the ruler's dominance not just over people, but over the natural world itself. The process of creating these heads was a monumental feat of engineering and artistry. The basalt used for the sculptures was quarried from the Tuxtla Mountains, miles away from where the heads were eventually placed. Transporting these massive stones across rivers, swamps, and rugged terrain would have required immense coordination and effort. Scholars believe the Olmec used a combination of log rollers, ropes, and human labor to move the boulders, a process that could have taken weeks or even months. Once at their destination, the stones were carved using stone tools, their surfaces smoothed and details painstakingly added. The result is a collection of sculptures that are not just technically impressive, but deeply expressive, each face capturing a unique personality or emotion. The role of the colossal heads in Olmec society is still debated. Some believe they were part of ancestor worship, serving as eternal guardians of the community's lineage and heritage. Others suggest they were tied to rituals of kingship, their placement at ceremonial centers reinforcing the ruler's divine right to govern. The heads may have also been markers of territorial boundaries, their imposing presence a warning to outsiders. Whatever their purpose, these sculptures reflect a society that valued both artistry and power, a culture capable of transforming raw stone into symbols of identity and belief. The Olmec colossal heads are part of a broader tradition of monumental art in Mesoamerica, from the towering pyramids of Teotihuacan to the intricate stelae of the Maya. These works share a common thread. They were more than just decorative, they were expressions of a worldview that saw the natural and supernatural as intertwined. The Olmec, like their successors, understood the power of art to communicate, to inspire, and to connect the human and divine realms. Their colossal heads are a reminder that, even thousands of years ago, humans sought to leave a lasting mark on the world, to tell their stories in stone. Yet, the Olmec civilization itself remains an enigma. By 400 BCE, their cities were abandoned, their culture fading into obscurity. What caused their decline? Was it environmental change, internal conflict, or something else entirely? The colossal heads, silent and steadfast, offer no easy answers, but they invite us to explore, to imagine the lives of the people who created them, and to marvel at their ingenuity and vision. As we stand before these ancient faces, we're reminded that the Olmec colossal heads are more than just artifacts. They are windows into a world where art, power, and spirituality converge. They challenge us to see beyond the surface, to uncover the stories etched into their weathered surfaces, and to appreciate the enduring legacy of a civilization that shaped the course of Mesoamerican history. Deep within the jungles of northern Guatemala, the ancient city of Tikal emerges from the dense foliage like a forgotten dream. Once one of the most powerful cities of the Maya civilization, Tikal was a thriving metropolis, a place where politics, spirituality, and the cosmos converged in breathtaking harmony. At its peak, it was home to tens of thousands of people, its towering pyramids and sprawling plazas serving as the beating heart of Maya culture. But Tikal was more than just a city, it was a sacred space, a place where the boundaries between the earthly and the divine blurred, and where the rhythms of the heavens guided the lives of its inhabitants. The scale of Tikal's architecture is nothing short of astonishing. Rising above the jungle canopy, its pyramids, some over 200 feet tall, dominate the landscape. The most iconic of these, Temple Roman IV, is one of the tallest pre-Columbian structures in the Americas. Climbing its steep steps offers not only a jaw-dropping view of the surrounding jungle, but also a sense of the ambition and ingenuity of the Maya people. These pyramids weren't just feats of engineering, they were statements of power, designed to awe and inspire. Each structure was meticulously aligned with celestial events, reflecting the Maya's profound understanding of astronomy. Temples were positioned to mark the solstices and equinoxes, their shadows tracing the passage of time across the city's plazas. For the Maya, the heavens weren't just a backdrop. They were a living, dynamic force, and Tikal was their stage for engaging with it. At the heart of Tikal lies the Great Plaza, a vast open space flanked by towering temples and palaces. This was the ceremonial and political core of the city, a place where rulers held court, priests performed rituals, and the community gathered for festivals and processions. The plaza's dual role as both a spiritual and administrative hub underscores the interconnectedness of religion and power in Maya society. The North Acropolis, a complex of temples and tombs, served as a burial site for Tikal's kings, each ruler entombed with offerings meant to ensure their journey to the afterlife. The East and West Acropolises, with their intricate carvings and altars, further highlight the city's role as a center of ritual and governance. Together, these structures reveal a society that valued both the sacred and the practical, where the spiritual and the political were inseparable. Yet for all its grandeur, Tikal's decline remains one of the great mysteries of Maya history. By the 9th century, the city was largely abandoned, its temples and palaces reclaimed by the jungle. What caused this dramatic collapse? Theories abound, from prolonged drought and environmental degradation to political upheaval and warfare. Some scholars point to evidence of conflict with neighboring cities, such as Calakmul, which may have strained Tikal's resources and destabilized its society. Others suggest that a combination of factors, including shifts in trade routes and internal strife, contributed to the city's downfall. Whatever the cause, Tikal's story is a reminder of the fragility of even the most powerful civilizations, a testament to the enduring cycles of rise and fall that shape human history. Tikal is not an isolated wonder. It's part of a broader tradition of Maya ceremonial centers that stretch across Mesoamerica. From the towering pyramids of Chichen Itza to the intricate carvings of Palenque, these sites share a common thread. They reflect a deep connection between architecture, astronomy, and spirituality. The Maya saw their cities as microcosms of the universe, each structure a reflection of their understanding of the cosmos and their place within it. Tikal, with its celestial alignments and monumental scale, is a prime example of this worldview, a physical expression of humanity's quest to connect with the divine. As we walk among the weathered stones of Tikal, we're reminded that this ancient city is more than just a relic of the past. It's a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and faith, a place where the lines between the natural and the man-made blur. The Maya didn't just build a city, they created a legacy, one that continues to inspire and captivate us today. And like the other ceremonial landscapes we've explored, Tikal invites us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths it holds, truths about humanity's timeless quest for beauty, meaning, and connection. In the depths of the Aegean Sea, off the coast of the Greek island of Antikythera, divers made a discovery in 1900, and one that would forever change our understanding of the ancient world. Amid the wreckage of a Roman-era ship, they uncovered a corroded lump of bronze and wood that, upon closer inspection, revealed itself to be one of the most astonishing artifacts ever found, the Antikythera mechanism. Often referred to as the world's first computer, this intricate device, dating back to the 2nd century BCE, is a marvel of ancient engineering, but what exactly was its purpose? And how did such a sophisticated piece of technology come to exist over 2,000 years ago? The answers, much like the mechanism itself, are layered with complexity and mystery. The Antikythera mechanism is no ordinary artifact. Composed of at least 30 bronze gears, meticulously interlocked within a wooden case, it was designed to track celestial movements with remarkable precision. By turning a hand crank, users could predict the positions of the sun, moon, and planets, as well as eclipses and even the dates of ancient Olympic Games. The level of craftsmanship and astronomical knowledge required to create such a device is staggering, especially considering it predates similar inventions by over 1,000 years. For a civilization often celebrated for its philosophy and art, the Antikythera mechanism reveals another dimension of ancient Greek ingenuity, one rooted in mathematics, science, and technology. But why was such a device created? Some scholars believe it was used for religious or ceremonial purposes, helping priests or astrologers align rituals with celestial events. The Greeks, like many ancient cultures, saw the heavens as a reflection of divine will, and understanding the movements of the stars and planets was key to interpreting the gods' intentions. The mechanism's ability to predict eclipses, for example, would have been invaluable for planning festivals or offerings. Others suggest it may have served as an educational tool, a way to teach students about the cosmos or demonstrate the harmony of the universe. Whatever its purpose, the Antikythera mechanism reflects a deep connection between science and spirituality, a blend of the practical and the sacred that defined much of ancient Greek thought. Deciphering the mechanism's function has been a monumental task. The device was found in pieces, its gears corroded and encrusted with centuries of marine growth. Over the years, researchers have used cutting-edge technology, including X-ray imaging and three-dimensional modeling, to reconstruct its inner workings. What they've uncovered is a level of sophistication that rivals modern clockwork, with gears designed to account for the irregular orbits of celestial bodies. Yet, despite these advances, the Antikythera mechanism continues to defy easy explanation. Each discovery only deepens the mystery, raising new questions about the knowledge and skills of its creators. The Antikythera mechanism is part of a broader tradition of ancient technological achievements that challenge our assumptions about the past. From the water clocks of ancient Egypt to the astronomical instruments of the Maya, civilizations around the world developed complex devices to measure time, track celestial events, and understand the natural world. These inventions remind us that the pursuit of knowledge is a universal human impulse, one that transcends time and culture. They also highlight the interconnectedness of science and spirituality in the ancient world, where the study of the heavens was as much about understanding the divine as it was about predicting the seasons or navigating the seas. As we marvel at the ingenuity of the Antikythera mechanism, we're reminded that the ancient world was far more advanced than we often give it credit for. This intricate device, with its delicate gears and precise calculations, is a testament to the creativity and curiosity of its creators. It challenges us to rethink our assumptions about the past and to appreciate the enduring legacy of ancient innovation. The Antikythera mechanism is more than just a relic. It's a bridge between worlds, a reminder that the quest for knowledge and understanding is as old as humanity itself. And as we continue to unlock its secrets, we uncover not just the story of a single device, but the story of a civilization that dared to reach for the stars. Rising from the red sands of Australia's Northern Territory, Uluru stands as a colossal sentinel of time and spirit. This massive sandstone monolith, known to the Anangu people as a sacred site, is more than just a geological wonder. It's a living testament to one of the oldest continuous cultures on Earth. For tens of thousands of years, Uluru has been a place of profound spiritual significance, woven into the fabric of Anangu life through rituals, stories, and a deep connection to the land. But what makes this towering rock so sacred, and how do the Anangu people navigate the challenges of sharing its stories with the world while preserving its sanctity? At the heart of Uluru's significance are the Dreamtime stories, the ancestral narratives that explain the creation of the world and the laws that govern it. To the Anangu, Uluru is not just a rock, it's a physical embodiment of these stories, a place where the actions of ancestral beings are etched into the landscape. Every crack, crevice, and waterhole holds meaning, each one tied to a specific tale or teaching. For example, the Mutitjulu waterhole, nestled at the base of Uluru, is said to have been created by the ancestral serpent Cunea during a dramatic battle. These stories are not just myths, they are living traditions, passed down through generations to teach values, guide behavior, and maintain a connection to the land. Rituals performed at Uluru are deeply tied to these stories, serving as a way to honor the ancestors and maintain the balance of the natural world. Ceremonies often involve singing, dancing, and the use of sacred objects, each act imbued with layers of meaning. For the Anangu, these rituals are not just spiritual practices, they are acts of stewardship, ensuring the land remains healthy and vibrant. Yet, the sacred nature of these ceremonies means that many aspects of Uluru's spiritual life remain private, known only to those who have undergone the necessary initiations. This secrecy adds to the site's mystique, but it also creates challenges when sharing Uluru's cultural significance with outsiders. One of the most pressing challenges facing Uluru today is balancing tourism with cultural preservation. As one of Australia's most iconic landmarks, Uluru draws hundreds of thousands of visitors each year, many eager to climb the rock or photograph its stunning sunsets. However, for the Anangu, climbing Uluru is deeply disrespectful, a violation of sacred space. In recent years, efforts have been made to educate visitors about the cultural significance of the site, culminating in the decision to close the climb permanently in 2019. This move, while controversial to some, reflects a growing recognition of the need to respect indigenous perspectives and protect sacred landscapes from exploitation. Uluru is part of a broader tradition of sacred landscapes found in indigenous cultures across the globe. From the Black Hills of the Lakota to the sacred groves of West Africa, these sites share a common thread. They are places where the natural and spiritual worlds intersect, where the land itself is seen as a living, sacred entity. For indigenous peoples, these landscapes are not just places to visit, they are sources of identity, wisdom, and connection to the past. They remind us that the earth is not just a resource to be used, but a partner to be respected and protected. As we stand in the shadow of Uluru, we're reminded that this ancient monolith is more than just a destination. It's a teacher, a storyteller, and a guardian of cultural heritage. Its weathered surface tells a story that stretches back tens of thousands of years, a story of resilience, reverence, and the enduring bond between people and place. Uluru challenges us to think differently about the land, to see it not as something separate from ourselves, but as an integral part of our shared humanity. And like the other sacred landscapes we've explored, it invites us to listen to its whispers, to learn from its wisdom, and to honor the connections that bind us all to the earth. Beneath the rolling hills of China's Shaanxi province lies one of the most astonishing archaeological discoveries of all time, the Terracotta Army. Unearthed in 1974 by local farmers digging a well, this vast underground army of life-sized clay soldiers has captivated the world with its sheer scale and intricate detail. Buried over 2,000 years ago to accompany the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, into the afterlife, the Terracotta Army is more than just a collection of statues. It's a window into the beliefs, ambitions, and craftsmanship of one of history's most powerful rulers. But what drove Qin Shi Huang to create such a monumental burial site? And what can these silent soldiers tell us about the rituals and values of ancient China? The scale of the Terracotta Army is staggering. Spread across 3 massive pits, the army includes over 8,000 soldiers, along with hundreds of horses and chariots. Each statue is unique, with distinct facial features, hairstyles, and armor, suggesting they were modeled after real individuals. The level of detail is astonishing. Even the soles of their shoes are intricately carved, a testament to the skill and dedication of the artisans who crafted them. These weren't just mass-produced figures, they were works of art, designed to serve as an eternal guard for the emperor in the afterlife. But why did Qin Shi Huang go to such extraordinary lengths to create this army? For the first emperor, the Terracotta Army was more than just a symbol of power, it was a practical necessity. In ancient Chinese belief, the afterlife was a continuation of the earthly realm, and rulers needed protection, resources, and authority even in death. The soldiers were meant to serve as a loyal army, guarding the emperor against any threats in the spiritual world. Alongside the soldiers, archaeologists have uncovered statues of officials, acrobats, and musicians, suggesting that Qin Shi Huang intended to recreate his entire court in the afterlife. The Terracotta Army, then, was not just a military force, it was a microcosm of the emperor's empire, a reflection of his desire for control that extended even beyond death. The construction of the terracotta army was a monumental feat of organization and labor. Artisans worked in assembly line fashion, crafting individual body parts in molds before assembling and customizing each statue. The figures were then fired in kilns, painted in vibrant colors, and meticulously arranged in battle formation. The process would have required thousands of workers, many of whom were likely conscripted or enslaved. Yet, despite the grueling nature of the work, the result is a breathtaking testament to human ingenuity and creativity. The discovery of the terracotta army has also raised intriguing questions about ancient Chinese funerary practices. While Qin Shi Huang's burial site is the most famous, it's far from unique. Throughout Chinese history, rulers and elites were often buried with elaborate grave goods, from jade and bronze artifacts to entire chariots and horses. The terracotta army is part of this broader tradition, a physical expression of the belief that the afterlife mirrored the material world, yet what sets it apart is its sheer scale and realism. No other burial site in China, or perhaps the world, matches the ambition and artistry of Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum. As we marvel at the terracotta army, we're reminded that these statues are more than just historical artifacts. They're a testament to the enduring power of human ambition and belief. They challenge us to think about how cultures grapple with the mysteries of life and death, and how they seek to leave a lasting mark on the world. The terracotta army is not just a relic of the past. It's a bridge to a worldview that saw the afterlife as a continuation of the present, a place where the material and spiritual intertwine. And like the other ancient sites we've explored, it invites us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths. It holds truths about humanity's timeless quest for meaning, legacy, and connection. Emerging from the dense jungles of Cambodia, the ancient city of Angkor Wat stands as a breathtaking testament to human ambition and devotion. Built in the 12th century by King Suryavarman II, this sprawling temple complex is more than just an architectural marvel. It's a window into the spiritual and political heart of the Khmer Empire. Stretching over 400 acres, Angkor Wat is the largest religious monument in the world, a place where the earthly and the divine converge in a symphony of stone and shadow. But what drove the Khmer people to create such an extraordinary site? And what can its weathered walls tell us about the beliefs, rituals, and ambitions of one of Southeast Asia's greatest civilizations? At its core, Angkor Wat is a temple dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, a symbol of the king's devotion and his claim to divine authority. The temple's design reflects this sacred purpose, with its towering central spire representing Mount Meru, the mythical home of the gods in Hindu cosmology. Surrounding this central structure are intricate bas-reliefs depicting scenes from Hindu epics like the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, as well as the king's own triumphs in battle. These carvings are more than just decorative. They're a visual narrative, a way of communicating the king's connection to the divine and his role as a protector of the Khmer people. One of the most striking features of Angkor Wat is its alignment with celestial events. The temple is precisely oriented to the west, a direction traditionally associated with Vishnu. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, the rising sun aligns perfectly with the temple's central tower, creating a stunning visual effect that underscores the connection between the heavens and the earth. This alignment wasn't accidental. It was a deliberate act of engineering designed to reflect the Khmer belief in the harmony of the cosmos. For the people of Angkor, the temple wasn't just a place of worship. It was a cosmic axis, a bridge between the human and the divine. The scale and intricacy of Angkor Wat's architecture are nothing short of astonishing. The temple was built using millions of sandstone blocks, each one carefully quarried, transported, and fitted into place without the use of mortar. The result is a structure of unparalleled grandeur, its walls adorned with over 3,000 apsaras, or celestial dancers, each one unique in her expression and pose. The temple's moat, stretching over 3 miles in length, adds to its majesty, creating a sense of isolation and sanctity. Yet, despite its size, Angkor Wat is also a place of intimacy, its narrow corridors and hidden chambers inviting quiet reflection and reverence. Yet, for all its grandeur, Angkor Wat's decline remains one of history's great mysteries. By the 15th century, the city was largely abandoned, its temples reclaimed by the jungle. What caused this dramatic transformation? Some point to environmental factors, such as prolonged drought or deforestation, which may have strained the empire's resources. Others suggest that shifts in religious and political power, including the rise of Theravada Buddhism, played a role. Whatever the cause, Angkor Wat's story is a reminder of the fragility of even the most powerful civilizations, a testament to the enduring cycles of rise and fall that shape human history. Angkor Wat is not an isolated wonder. It's part of a broader tradition of temple complexes in Southeast Asia, from the towering stupas of Bagan in Myanmar to the ancient ruins of Ayutthaya in Thailand. These sites share a common thread. They reflect a deep connection between architecture, spirituality, and power. They remind us that, across cultures and centuries, humans have sought to create spaces that transcend the mundane and touch the divine. Angkor Wat, with its celestial alignments and monumental scale, is a prime example of this worldview, a physical expression of humanity's quest for meaning and connection. As we wander through the labyrinthine corridors of Angkor Wat, we're reminded that this ancient temple is more than just a relic of the past. It's a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and faith, a place where the lines between the natural and the man-made blur. The Khmer people didn't just build a temple, they carved a legacy into the very stone, leaving behind a story that continues to inspire and captivate us today. And like the other sacred sites we've explored, Angkor Wat invites us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths. It holds truths about humanity's timeless quest for beauty, meaning, and connection. Hidden beneath the lush hills of Zhejiang province in China, the Longyu Caves are a marvel of ancient engineering shrouded in mystery. Discovered in 1992 by local villagers draining a pond, these caverns are no ordinary caves. They are a sprawling network of man-made chambers carved with astonishing precision into solid sandstone. Covering an area of over 30,000 square meters, the caves feature massive pillars, intricate staircases, and walls adorned with chisel marks that reveal the handiwork of their creators. But who built these caves and why? What rituals or purposes did they serve? Despite decades of study, the Longyu Caves remain one of the most enigmatic sites in the world, challenging our understanding of ancient engineering and spirituality. The sheer scale and precision of the caves are staggering. Each chamber is carefully designed, with walls and ceilings smoothed to perfection, and pillars positioned to support the immense weight of the stone above. The chisel marks on the walls suggest that the builders used simple tools, yet the consistency and accuracy of their work rival modern craftsmanship. How did they achieve such precision without advanced technology? And what drove them to carve out such a monumental space? The effort required to create these caves would have been immense, involving thousands of workers over many years. This raises a fundamental question. What could have motivated an ancient society to invest so much labor and resources into a project of this magnitude? Theories about the purpose of the Longyou caves are as varied as they are intriguing. Some researchers suggest they were used for ritual or ceremonial purposes, perhaps as a place for ancestral worship or communion with the divine. The cave's underground location and the absence of natural light create an atmosphere of mystery and reverence, making them ideal for spiritual practices. Others propose they may have served as storage facilities, hiding places, or even defensive structures during times of conflict. The presence of fish and bird carvings on the walls hints at symbolic meanings, possibly tied to local beliefs or myths. Yet, without written records or clear archaeological evidence, the true purpose of the caves remains elusive. One of the greatest challenges in studying the Longyou caves is their sheer size and complexity. The network of chambers is so vast that even after decades of exploration, not all areas have been fully documented. The lack of artifacts or inscriptions within the caves adds to the mystery, leaving researchers with few clues to work with. Compounding the challenge is the fact that the caves were submerged in water for centuries, which may have erased or obscured evidence of their original use. Despite these obstacles, scientists continue to investigate, using advanced technology like ground-penetrating radar and 3D mapping to uncover new insights. Each discovery, no matter how small, brings us closer to understanding the story behind these extraordinary caves. The Longyou caves are not an isolated phenomenon. They are part of a larger tradition of underground architecture found in ancient cultures around the world. From the subterranean cities of Cappadocia in Turkey to the catacombs of Rome, humans have long been drawn to the Earth's depths for shelter, protection, and spiritual connection. These underground spaces often served dual purposes, practical and sacred, reflecting a deep understanding of the Earth as both a resource and a source of mystery. The Longyou caves, with their blend of precision and enigma, fit into this global tradition, offering a unique window into the ways ancient societies interacted with their environment. As we explore the shadowy chambers of the Longyou caves, we're reminded that some mysteries are not meant to be solved quickly. These caverns, with their silent walls and hidden depths, invite us to imagine the lives of those who carved them, to ponder their motivations and beliefs. They challenge us to see the world through the eyes of a civilization that saw the Earth not just as something to live on, but as something to shape and transform. The Longyou caves are more than just an archaeological puzzle. They are a testament to the enduring human desire to create, to explore, and to leave a mark on the world that will endure for generations. And as we continue to unravel their secrets, we uncover not just the story of a single site, but the story of humanity's timeless quest for meaning and connection. Rising majestically in the remote reaches of Tibet, Mount Kailash stands as one of the most sacred and enigmatic peaks on Earth. Unlike other towering mountains that draw climbers seeking to conquer their summits, Kailash remains unclimbed, its pristine slopes untouched by human feet. This is not due to a lack of technical difficulty, but because of its profound spiritual significance. For centuries, this snow-capped peak has been revered by multiple religions: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and the ancient Tibetan Bon tradition, each seeing it as the axis of the universe, a place where heaven and earth meet. But what makes Mount Kailash so sacred, and why has it remained a focal point of spiritual journeys and rituals for thousands of years? For Hindus, Mount Kailash is the abode of Lord Shiva, the the god of destruction and transformation, who is said to meditate at its summit. Pilgrims believe that circumambulating the mountain, a ritual known as the Kora, brings spiritual liberation and washes away a lifetime of sins. Buddhists, on the other hand, see Kailash as the home of the deity Chakrasamvara, a symbol of ultimate bliss. For Jains, it is where their first saint, Rishabhadeva, attained enlightenment, while the Bon tradition regards it as the seat of spiritual power, a place where the earth's energy converges. Despite these differing interpretations, one thing unites all who revere Mount Kailash: it is not a place to be conquered, but a place to be honored. The mountain's unclimbed summit is a testament to this respect, a reminder that some spaces are meant to remain sacred and untouched. The journey to Mount Kailash is as much a part of its mystique as the mountain itself. Pilgrims from across the globe undertake grueling treks across high-altitude terrain, enduring harsh weather and physical exhaustion to complete the Kora. This 32-mile circumambulation is not just a physical challenge, it is a deeply spiritual act, a symbolic journey through the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Along the way, pilgrims pass sacred sites like Lake Manasaravar, believed to cleanse the soul, and the Dalma Pass, a high-altitude crossing that represents a spiritual rebirth. The act of walking around the mountain, often performed while chanting or praying, is seen as a way to align oneself with the divine rhythms of the universe. It's a pilgrimage that transcends religion, offering a universal experience of awe and reverence. Yet, the sacred nature of Mount Kailash also presents challenges for researchers and historians. Its remote location, at an altitude of over 22,000 feet, makes it difficult to access and study. The mountain's spiritual significance means that certain areas are off-limits to scientific exploration, preserving its mystery but leaving many questions unanswered. How did this mountain come to hold such a central role in so many religions? Was it chosen for its striking beauty, its isolation, or something more? While we may never fully understand the origins of its sacred status, Mount Kailash's enduring allure speaks to a universal human impulse, the desire to find meaning in the natural world, to see the divine in the grandeur of the earth. Mount Kailash is part of a broader tradition of sacred mountains found in cultures around the world. From Japan's Mount Fuji to Greece's Mount Olympus, these peaks have long been seen as bridges between the human and the divine, places where the spiritual and physical realms intersect. They remind us that, across time and culture, humans have looked to the heights of the earth as symbols of transcendence and connection. Mount Kailash, with its unclimbed summit and timeless rituals, stands as a powerful example of this tradition, a place where the sacred is not just worshipped, but deeply felt. As we reflect on the mysteries of Mount Kailash, we're reminded that some places defy explanation. They exist not to be understood, but to inspire, to remind us of our place in a vast and interconnected world. Whether through the footsteps of pilgrims or the whispers of ancient traditions, Mount Kailash continues to call to us, inviting us to explore not just the mountain, but the depths of our own spirituality. High in the Bolivian Andes, the ruins of Pumapunku stand as a testament to a level of precision and craftsmanship that defies easy explanation. Part of the larger Tiwanaku complex, this ancient site is home to some of the most intricate and precisely cut stones ever discovered. The blocks, carved from andesite and red sandstone, feature razor-sharp edges, perfectly straight lines, and intricate geometric patterns that seem almost impossible to achieve without modern tools. These stones, some weighing over 100 tons, are so precisely fitted together that not even a razor blade can slip between them. How did the ancient Tiwanaku people, over 1,000 years ago, achieve such perfection? And what was the purpose of this monumental site? The answers remain as elusive as the winds that sweep across the high-altitude plains. Theories about Puma Punku's purpose are as varied as the stones themselves. Some researchers believe it served as a ceremonial platform, a place where rituals honoring the gods or celestial events took place. The site's alignment with astronomical phenomena, such as solstices and equinoxes, supports this idea, suggesting a deep connection between the Tiwanaku people and the heavens. Others propose that Puma Punku was a center of political power, its grandeur designed to awe and inspire both locals and visitors. The sheer scale and precision of the construction would have been a powerful statement of the civilization's technological and organizational prowess. Yet another theory suggests that the site was a hub for trade and craftsmanship, its stones a testament to the skills of Tiwanaku artisans. Whatever its purpose, Puma Punku is a place where the practical and the sacred intertwine, reflecting a worldview that saw no separation between the material and the spiritual. What truly sets Puma Punku apart, however, is the mystery of its construction. The stones, some of which are interlocked with complex H-shaped cuts, display a level of precision that rivals modern engineering. How were these massive blocks quarried, transported, and assembled without the use of metal tools or wheels? Some researchers point to the possibility of advanced knowledge of geometry and mathematics, while others speculate about lost technologies or even extraterrestrial influence. While these ideas remain speculative, they highlight the enduring fascination with Puma Punku and the questions it raises about the capabilities of ancient civilizations. The site challenges us to rethink our assumptions about the past, to consider that the Tiwanaku people may have possessed skills and knowledge that we have yet to fully understand. Puma Punku is not an isolated marvel. It is part of a broader tradition of advanced stonework found in ancient cultures around the world. From the perfectly fitted stones of Machu Picchu to the megalithic temples of Malta, these sites share a common thread. They reflect a mastery of stone that transcends time and geography. The builders of Puma Punku, like their counterparts elsewhere, saw stone not just as a building material, but as a medium for expressing their beliefs and aspirations. Their work reminds us that, across cultures, humans have always sought to push the boundaries of what is possible, to create structures that endure not just physically, but spiritually. As we stand before the weathered stones of Puma Punku, we're reminded that this site is more than just an archaeological puzzle. It's a testament to the ingenuity and vision of a civilization that dared to dream big, to create something that would stand the test of time. The precision of its stones, the mystery of its purpose, and the questions it raises about ancient technology all invite us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths it holds. Puma Punku is not just a relic of the past. It's a bridge to a world where the boundaries between the possible and the impossible blur, where the stones themselves whisper stories of a people who reached for the stars. In the heart of the Syrian desert, the ancient city of Palmyra rises from the sands like a mirage of forgotten splendor. Known as the Bride of the Desert, this oasis city was once a thriving hub at the crossroads of ancient trade routes, where caravans laden with silk, spices, and precious stones paused on their journeys between the Mediterranean and the East. But Palmyra was more than just a way station for merchants. It was a melting pot of cultures, a place where Roman, Greek, Persian, and Arab influences converged to create a city unlike any other. Its grand colonnaded streets, soaring temples, and intricate tombs speak to a time when Palmyra was not just a center of commerce, but a beacon of spirituality and cultural exchange. At its height, Palmyra was a city of unparalleled beauty and sophistication. The Temple of Bel, dedicated to the Mesopotamian god of wisdom, stood as a testament to the city's spiritual significance. Its massive courtyard and towering columns were a place of pilgrimage, drawing worshippers from across the ancient world. Nearby, the agora bustled with merchants and travelers, its market stalls filled with goods from as far away as India and China. The city's architecture reflected its multicultural identity, blending Roman engineering with Eastern artistry. The iconic Arch of Palmyra, with its intricate carvings and soaring design, symbolized the city's role as a bridge between civilizations. But Palmyra's true genius lay in its ability to harmonize these diverse influences, creating a unique cultural tapestry that set it apart from other ancient cities. Yet for all its grandeur, Palmyra's story is one of both triumph and tragedy. By the 3rd century CE, the city had become a powerful player in the region, led by the enigmatic Queen Zenobia, who defied the Roman Empire and briefly established Palmyra as an independent kingdom. Her reign was a golden age for the city, but it was short-lived. After her defeat by the Romans, Palmyra's influence waned, and it gradually faded into obscurity. What caused this once thriving metropolis to decline? Some point to shifting trade routes, which bypassed the city and dried up its economic lifeblood. Others suggest that internal strife and external pressures, including invasions and conflicts, played a role. Whatever the cause, Palmyra's ruins stand as a haunting reminder of the fragility of even the most powerful civilizations. Today, Palmyra faces new challenges. The site, a UNESCO World Heritage Treasure, has suffered extensive damage in recent conflicts, with ancient temples and monuments reduced to rubble. Efforts to preserve and restore what remains are ongoing, but the task is monumental. How do we protect a site that has endured for millennia, yet remains vulnerable to the ravages of war and time? The story of Palmyra is a call to action, a reminder of the importance of safeguarding our shared cultural heritage. It's also a testament to the resilience of human creativity, a legacy that continues to inspire awe and wonder, even in the face of destruction. Palmyra is not an isolated marvel. It's part of a broader tradition of multicultural cities that flourished in the ancient world. From Petra in Jordan to Alexandria in Egypt, these cities were hubs of trade, culture, and spirituality, places where diverse peoples and ideas came together to create something extraordinary. They remind us that, across time and geography, humans have always sought connection not just through commerce, but through shared stories, beliefs, and dreams. Palmyra's ruins, though scarred, still whisper these stories, inviting us to imagine the lives of those who walked its streets, worshipped in its temples, and traded beneath its arches. As we reflect on the legacy of Palmyra, we're reminded that this ancient city is more than just a collection of stones. It's a symbol of humanity's capacity for creativity, resilience, and unity in the face of adversity. Its story challenges us to think about the ways we honor and preserve the past, and how we can learn from it to build a more connected future. Palmyra's ruins may be weathered, but their message is timeless, that even in the harshest of landscapes, beauty and meaning can flourish. Perched high above the city of Cusco, Peru, the walls of Sacsayhuaman stand as a testament to the ingenuity and precision of the Inca civilization. This sprawling fortress, with its massive stone blocks intricately fitted together, is a marvel of ancient engineering that continues to baffle researchers and visitors alike. The stones, some weighing over 100 tons, are cut and arranged with such precision that not even a sheet of paper can slide between them. How did the Inca, without the use of metal tools or the wheel, achieve such perfection? And what purpose did Sacsayhuaman serve? Was it a military stronghold, a ceremonial site, or something else entirely? The answers lie hidden in the stones themselves, each one a piece of a puzzle that has yet to be fully solved. One of the most striking features of Sacsayhuaman is its zigzagging walls, which some believe were designed to resemble the teeth of a puma, an animal sacred to the Inca. The fortress's strategic location overlooking Cusco suggests it may have served as a defensive structure, protecting the city from invaders. The walls, some reaching heights of over 20 feet, would have been nearly impregnable, their interlocking stones making them resistant to earthquakes and attacks. Yet, the sheer scale and precision of the construction raise questions about how such a project was accomplished. Some theories suggest the Inca used a combination of ramps, levers, and sheer manpower to move and position the stones. Others propose that the stones were softened using plant-based acids, allowing them to be shaped and fitted with greater ease. Regardless of the method, the result is a feat of engineering that stands as a testament to the Inca's mastery of stone. But Sacsayhuaman's purpose may extend beyond defense. Many scholars believe the site had significant ritual importance, serving as a place where the Inca could honor their gods and connect with the cosmos. The fortress's alignment with celestial events, such as the summer solstice, supports this idea. During the solstice, the sun casts dramatic shadows across the walls, creating patterns that may have held spiritual significance. The site's proximity to Cusco, the heart of the Inca Empire, also suggests it played a central role in the empire's religious and political life. Could Sacsayhuaman have been a place where rulers performed ceremonies to legitimize their power? Or was it a space for the community to gather and celebrate the cycles of nature? The answers remain elusive, but the site's dual role as both a fortress and a sacred space reflects the Inca's ability to blend the practical with the spiritual. Sacsayhuaman is not an isolated wonder. It's part of a broader tradition of advanced masonry found in ancient cultures around the world. From the precision-cut stones of Machu Picchu to the megalithic walls of Mycenae in Greece, these sites share a common thread. They reflect a deep understanding of stone and its potential as a medium for both construction and expression. The Inca, like their counterparts elsewhere, saw stone not just as a building material, but as a way to connect with the earth and the divine. Their work at Sacsayhuaman is a reminder that, across cultures, humans have always sought to push the boundaries of what is possible, to create structures that endure not just physically, but spiritually. As we walk among the towering walls of Sacsayhuaman, we're reminded that this site is more than just a fortress or a temple. It's a testament to the creativity and vision of a civilization that saw the world as a place of infinite possibility. The stones, with their precise cuts and intricate patterns, invite us to imagine the hands that shaped them, the minds that conceived them, and the stories they hold. Sacsayhuaman challenges us to look beyond the surface, to uncover the deeper truths it holds about the Inca and their enduring legacy. And like the other ancient sites we've explored, it reminds us that the past is not just a collection of ruins, it's a living story, one that continues to inspire and captivate us today. Scattered across the lush jungles and river valleys of Costa Rica, the stone spheres of Diquis stand as one of the most intriguing archaeological mysteries of the Americas. These perfectly round stones, ranging in size from a few inches to over 6 feet in diameter, are carved with such precision that they seem almost otherworldly. First discovered in the 1930s during agricultural work, the spheres have since captivated archaeologists, historians, and visitors alike. But who created these remarkable artifacts, and why? What role did they play in the lives of the ancient people who fashioned them? The answers are as elusive as the stones themselves, hidden beneath layers of time and speculation. The stone spheres are believed to have been created by the Dikwis culture, a pre-Columbian civilization that thrived in the region between 300 and 1500 CE. Using simple stone tools, artisans shaped these massive boulders into near-perfect spheres, a feat that would have required not only immense skill, but also a deep understanding of geometry and physics. The process likely involved chiseling the stone into a rough shape, then grinding and polishing it to achieve its smooth, rounded form. Yet, despite the technical challenges, the Dikwis people produced hundreds of these spheres, leaving behind a legacy that continues to baffle researchers. The purpose of the stone spheres remains one of the greatest mysteries surrounding them. Some theories suggest they were used in rituals or ceremonies, perhaps as symbols of power, celestial bodies, or even markers of sacred spaces. Their placement in groups, often arranged in geometric patterns, hints at a possible connection to astronomical events or spiritual practices. Others propose that the spheres served as territorial markers, indicating important sites or boundaries within the landscape. The absence of written records from the Dikwis culture means we can only speculate, but the spheres' uniformity and precision suggest they held significant meaning for their creators. Studying the stone spheres presents unique challenges. Many of the spheres were moved from their original locations during the 20th century, often without proper documentation, making it difficult to understand their original context. The humid, tropical environment of Costa Rica has also taken its toll, eroding some spheres and obscuring potential clues about their use. Despite these obstacles, archaeologists continue to piece together the story of the Dikwis people, using advanced techniques like ground-penetrating radar and 3D modeling to map the spheres and their surroundings. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding this enigmatic civilization, but the stones still guard their secrets closely. The stone spheres of Costa Rica are not an isolated phenomenon. They are part of a larger tradition of ancient stonework found across the globe. From the megalithic monuments of Europe to the intricate stone carvings of the Maya, these works reflect a universal human impulse to shape the earth into forms that hold meaning and power. The Dikwis spheres, with their perfect symmetry and mysterious origins, remind us that ancient cultures saw the world as a place of wonder and possibility, where even the simplest stone could become a symbol of something greater. As we stand before these ancient spheres, we're reminded that they are more than just artifacts. They are windows into a world where craftsmanship and spirituality intertwine. Their smooth surfaces, worn by centuries of rain and wind, invite us to imagine the hands that shaped them and the stories they told. The stone spheres challenge us to look beyond their physical form and uncover the deeper truths they hold about the people who created them. Like the other ancient sites we've explored, they remind us that the past is not just a collection of objects, but a living story, one that continues to inspire and captivate us today. Deep beneath the sunlit streets of Malta lies a hidden world of shadows and whispers the hypogeum of Hal Saflieni. This labyrinthine underground complex, carved directly into the limestone bedrock over 5,000 years ago, is one of the most extraordinary prehistoric sites ever discovered. Part burial chamber, part ceremonial space, the hypogeum is a testament to the ingenuity and spiritual depth of the ancient people who created it. But what drove them to carve such an intricate network of rooms and passages beneath the earth? And what secrets do the echoes of its chambers hold about the rituals and beliefs of a civilization long gone? The hypogeum's design is nothing short of astonishing. Spread across 3 levels, it features a series of interconnected chambers, each carved with meticulous precision. Some rooms are adorned with intricate patterns and spirals, while others are shaped to resemble the interiors of above-ground temples, complete with carved pillars and arches. The most striking feature, however, is the so-called oracle room, where the acoustics are so finely tuned that a single voice can resonate throughout the entire chamber, creating an otherworldly echo. This phenomenon has led some to speculate that the hypogeum was used for rituals involving sound, perhaps to enhance chants, prayers, or even to induce altered states of consciousness. The idea that sound played a central role in the site's purpose adds another layer of mystery to this already enigmatic place, but the hypogeum's significance goes beyond its architectural and acoustic marvels. Excavations have revealed the remains of over 7,000 individuals, suggesting it served as a massive communal burial site. The careful placement of bodies, along with the presence of grave goods like pottery and figurines, hints at a complex funerary tradition. Some researchers believe the hypogeum was more than just a tomb. It was a place where the living and the dead could commune, where rituals honoring ancestors and deities took place. The site's underground location may have been symbolic, representing a connection to the underworld or the cycle of life and death. For the people who built it, the hypogeum was likely a sacred space, a bridge between this world and the next. Studying the hypogeum, however, presents significant challenges. The site's delicate limestone walls are vulnerable to changes in humidity and temperature, leading to strict limits on the number of visitors allowed each day. This fragility makes it difficult for researchers to conduct extensive excavations or use advanced technology to explore its secrets. The lack of written records from the civilization that created the hypogeum further complicates efforts to understand its purpose. Yet, despite these obstacles, archaeologists continue to piece together clues, using everything from ground-penetrating radar to 3D modeling to map the site and uncover its hidden layers. The hypogeum is not an isolated wonder. It's part of a broader tradition of underground architecture found in ancient cultures around the world. From the catacombs of Rome to the subterranean cities of Cappadocia, humans have long been drawn to the Earth's depths for shelter, protection, and spiritual connection. The hypogeum, with its intricate carvings and resonant chambers, fits into this global tapestry, offering a unique glimpse into the ways ancient societies interacted with their environment. It reminds us that, across cultures, humans have always sought to create spaces that transcend the mundane, to connect with something greater than themselves. As we descend into the cool, dimly lit chambers of the hypogeum, we're reminded that this ancient site is more than just a relic of the past. It's a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and spirituality. Its walls, carved with care and intention, whisper stories of a people who saw the world as a place of mystery and meaning. The hypogeum invites us to listen, to imagine the rituals that once filled its halls, and to reflect on the timeless human desire to connect with the divine. In its shadows, we find not just the echoes of an ancient civilization, but a mirror to our own search for understanding in an ever-changing world. Rising from the arid plains of modern-day Iran, the ruins of Persepolis stand as a testament to the grandeur and ambition of the Achaemenid Empire. Built by Darius the Great in the 6th century BCE, This sprawling ceremonial capital was more than just a city. It was a symbol of imperial power, a stage for grand rituals, and a melting pot of cultures from across the ancient world. Its towering columns, intricately carved reliefs, and monumental staircases tell the story of an empire that stretched from the Indus River to the Aegean Sea, a place where kings walked among gods and the boundaries between the earthly and the divine blurred. But what made Persepolis so significant, and why does its legacy endure, even in ruins? At its heart, Persepolis was a place of ceremony and celebration. The city was designed to host the annual Nowruz festival, a grand celebration of the Persian New Year that brought together representatives from every corner of the empire. Delegations from as far as India, Egypt, and Greece would ascend the grand staircases, bearing gifts for the king and participating in lavish feasts and rituals. The Apadana, or audience hall, with its 72 towering columns, served as the centerpiece of these gatherings, a space where the king's authority was both displayed and reinforced. The walls of the Apadana are adorned with reliefs depicting these processions, each figure meticulously carved to reflect the diversity and unity of the empire. For the Achaemenids, Persepolis was not just a city, it was a living symbol of their dominion over the known world. The architecture of Persepolis is a marvel of ancient engineering and artistry. The city's buildings were constructed using massive stone blocks, many of which were transported from quarries miles away. The precision of the stonework, with its tightly fitted joints and intricate carvings, reflects a level of craftsmanship that rivals even the great monuments of Egypt and Mesopotamia. The Gate of All Nations, guarded by colossal stone bulls, served as the grand entrance to the city, a statement of power and hospitality to all who entered. The treasury, filled with the empire's vast wealth, was a testament to the Achaemenids' ability to harness resources from their far-flung territories. Yet, despite its grandeur, Persepolis was more than just a display of wealth. It was a sacred space, a place where the king's divine right to rule was affirmed through rituals and offerings to the gods. However, the story of Persepolis is not one of unbroken glory. In 330 BCE, the city was sacked and burned by Alexander the Great, a devastating event that marked the end of the Achaemenid Empire. The reasons behind the destruction remain debated. Was it an act of vengeance, a symbolic gesture to erase Persian power, or simply the collateral damage of war? Whatever the cause, the ruins of Persepolis stand as a haunting reminder of the fragility of even the greatest empires. The charred remains of its palaces and columns, though scarred, still convey a sense of majesty, a testament to the city's enduring legacy. Today, Persepolis faces new challenges. The site, a UNESCO World Heritage treasure, is under constant threat from natural erosion, pollution, and the pressures of tourism. Efforts to preserve and restore the ruins are ongoing, but the task is monumental. How do we protect a site that has endured for millennia, yet remains vulnerable to the passage of time? The story of Persepolis is a call to action, a reminder of the importance of safeguarding our shared cultural heritage. It's also a testament to the resilience of human creativity, a legacy that continues to inspire awe and wonder, even in the face of destruction. Persepolis is not an isolated marvel. It's part of a broader tradition of ceremonial cities that flourished in the ancient world. From the monumental complexes of Egypt's Carnac to the sacred plazas of Teotihuacan in Mexico, these sites reflect a universal human impulse to create spaces that transcend the mundane and touch the divine. Persepolis, with its blend of architectural grandeur and spiritual significance, stands as a powerful example of this tradition, a physical expression of humanity's quest for meaning and connection. As we walk among the weathered stones of Persepolis, we're reminded that this ancient city is more than just a relic of the past. It's a testament to the enduring power of human ambition and creativity, a place where the lines between the earthly and the divine blur. The Achaemenids didn't just build a city, they carved a legacy into the very rock, leaving behind a story that continues to captivate us today. And like the other ceremonial landscapes we've explored, Persepolis invites us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths it holds, truths about humanity's timeless quest for beauty, meaning, and connection. Beneath the crystal-clear waters off the coast of Japan's Yonaguni Island lies a site that has sparked endless debate and fascination, the Yonaguni Monument. This massive underwater rock formation, with its terraced steps, sharp angles, and flat surfaces, looks almost like a sunken city, frozen in time beneath the waves. Discovered in the 1980s by a diver exploring the area, the monument has since become one of the most hotly contested archaeological mysteries of our time. Is it a natural formation, shaped by the relentless forces of the ocean, or is it a man-made structure, a relic of an ancient civilization lost to the sea? The answer, much like the monument itself, remains submerged in mystery. The Yonaguni Monument's most striking features are its geometric shapes and flat surfaces, which seem almost too precise to be the work of nature alone. The largest structure, often referred to as the monument, rises over 80 feet from the ocean floor, its terraced walls resembling a stepped pyramid. Nearby, there are what appear to be pathways, platforms, and even a triangular stage that some believe could have been used for ceremonies. These features have led many to argue that the monument is the work of human hands, perhaps part of an ancient city or sacred site that was swallowed by the sea thousands of years ago. Proponents of this theory point to the presence of tool marks and carvings on the rocks, as well as the monument's alignment with natural features like the sun and stars, as evidence of intentional design. Yet, not everyone is convinced. Geologists argue that the Yonaguni Monument could be the result of natural processes, such as tectonic activity and erosion. The region is seismically active, and the unique sandstone formations found in the area are known to fracture along straight lines, creating sharp angles and flat surfaces that can mimic man-made structures. Some researchers suggest that the monument's appearance is simply a coincidence, a quirk of geology that has fooled even the most experienced divers and archaeologists. The debate continues, with each side presenting compelling arguments, but the truth remains as elusive as the monument's shadowy depths. One of the greatest challenges in studying the Yonaguni Monument is its location. Situated over 80 feet underwater, the site is difficult to access and requires specialized equipment and expertise to explore. The strong currents and low visibility in the area add to the difficulty, making it a daunting task for even the most seasoned researchers. Despite these obstacles, scientists and divers continue to investigate the monument, using advanced technology like underwater drones and 3D mapping to analyze its features and uncover new clues. Each dive brings the possibility of discovery, but also raises new questions about the monument's origins and purpose. The Yonaguni Monument is not an isolated enigma. It's part of a larger tradition of underwater structures that have captured the imagination of researchers and enthusiasts worldwide. From the submerged city of Pavloptri in Greece to the underwater ruins of Dwarka in India, these sites challenge our understanding of ancient civilizations, and their relationship with the sea. Could these structures be evidence of lost cities, swallowed by rising sea levels or cataclysmic events, or are they simply natural formations, shaped by the forces of nature over millennia? The answers may lie hidden beneath the waves, waiting for us to uncover them. As we ponder the mystery of the Yonaguni Monument, we're reminded that the ocean holds secrets that are only beginning to come to light. Whether natural or man-made, this underwater marvel invites us to explore the boundaries of human history and the mysteries of the deep. It challenges us to question what we know about the past and to imagine the stories that might be waiting to be discovered beneath the surface. The Yonaguni Monument is more than just a scientific puzzle. It's a gateway to a world of wonder, where the lines between the natural and the man-made blur, and where the past whispers its secrets to those willing to listen. Nestled in the rolling hills of southern Ohio, the Serpent Mound stretches across the landscape like a coiled giant frozen in time. This massive earthwork, shaped like a sinuous serpent winding its way across the earth, is one of the most striking and enigmatic effigy mounds in North America. Spanning over 1,300 feet in length, the Serpent Mound is not just a feat of ancient engineering, it's a masterpiece of symbolism, its form both mesmerizing and mysterious. But who built this monumental earthwork, and why? What rituals or beliefs could have inspired such a breathtaking creation? The answers lie hidden in the curves of its body and the whispers of the past. The Serpent Mound's design is as precise as it is symbolic. The serpent's body undulates gracefully, its tail coiled into a spiral, while its head appears to be swallowing or holding a large oval shape, often interpreted as an egg or the sun. This imagery has led many to believe the mound holds deep cosmological significance, possibly tied to ancient beliefs about creation, renewal, or celestial cycles. The mound's alignment with astronomical events supports this idea. During the summer solstice, the setting sun aligns perfectly with the serpent's head, while the winter solstice and equinoxes align with other key points along its body. These alignments suggest that the Serpent Mound was more than just a work of art. It was a living calendar, a way for ancient peoples to mark the passage of time and connect with the rhythms of the cosmos. But the Serpent Mound's purpose remains a subject of debate. Some researchers believe it served as a place of ritual, where ceremonies honoring the earth, the sky, or ancestral spirits took place. The mound's location, perched on a ridge overlooking the surrounding landscape, would have made it an ideal gathering place, its elevated position symbolizing a connection between the earthly and the divine. Others suggest it may have been a territorial marker, a way for a community to assert its presence and identity in the landscape. The absence of artifacts or human remains at the site adds to the mystery, leaving us with only the earthwork itself as a clue to its creator's intentions. The challenges of studying the Serpent Mound are as complex as the questions it raises. Unlike other archaeological sites, effigy mounds leave behind no written records or easily identifiable artifacts. Their meanings are encoded in their shapes and alignments, requiring a combination of archaeology, astronomy, and cultural anthropology to unravel. The Serpent Mound's age is also debated. While some believe it was built by the Adena culture around 2,000 years ago, others argue it was created later by the Fort Ancient culture, around 900 years ago. This uncertainty underscores the difficulty of piecing together the story of a site that has endured for centuries, its secrets guarded by the very earth from which it was formed. The Serpent Mound is not an isolated marvel. It's part of a broader tradition of effigy mounds found across North America. From the bird-shaped mounds of Wisconsin to the bear and panther effigies of the Midwest, these earthworks reflect a deep connection between ancient peoples and their environment. They were not just symbols of power or spirituality, they were expressions of identity, ways of mapping the world and the cosmos onto the land itself. The Serpent Mound, with its sinuous form and celestial alignments, is a prime example of this tradition, a testament to the creativity and vision of its builders. As we stand before the Serpent Mound, tracing its curves with our eyes, we're reminded that this ancient earthwork is more than just a relic of the past. It's a bridge to a way of seeing the world that saw the earth as alive and sacred, a place where the boundaries between the physical and the spiritual dissolve. The Serpent Mound invites us to imagine the hands that shaped it, the minds that conceived it, and the stories it holds within its earthen body. Like the other ceremonial landscapes we've explored, it challenges us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths it holds, truths about humanity's timeless quest to find meaning in the world around us. And in its silent, coiled form, we find a reminder that the past is not just a collection of objects, but a living story, one that continues to inspire and captivate us today. In the heart of what is now Pakistan lies a relic of one of the world's earliest urban civilizations, the Great Bath of Mohenjo-Daro. This remarkable structure, dating back over 4,000 years, is a marvel of ancient engineering and a window into the spiritual and social life of the Indus Valley civilization. Built with baked bricks and sealed with bitumen to make it watertight, the Great Bath is a testament to the ingenuity of a people who thrived long before the pyramids of Egypt or the ziggurats of Mesopotamia. But what was its purpose? Was it a place of ritual cleansing, a site for communal gatherings, or something else entirely? The answers remain as elusive as the civilization that built it. The Great Bath's design is nothing short of astonishing. Measuring roughly 12 meters by 7 meters, its central pool is surrounded by a series of rooms and corridors, suggesting it was more than just a functional structure. The bath's intricate drainage system, with carefully designed channels to manage water flow, reveals a level of sophistication that rivals modern plumbing. This attention to detail hints at the bath's importance, not just as a practical space, but as a place of cultural and spiritual significance. For the people of Mohenjo-Daro, water was likely more than a resource. It was a symbol of purity, life, and renewal, elements that may have been central to their rituals and daily life. But what kind of rituals took place here? Some scholars believe the Great Bath was used for ceremonial purification, a practice common in many ancient cultures. Water, as a cleansing agent, often held sacred meaning, and the bath could have been a site where individuals or groups performed rites to honor deities or prepare for important events. Others suggest it may have served as a communal space, a place where people gathered to socialize, celebrate, or even conduct business. The presence of nearby rooms and courtyards supports this idea, hinting at a complex of activities centered around the bath. Yet, without written records from the Indus Valley civilization, we can only speculate about the specific ceremonies or traditions that unfolded within its walls. Studying the Great Bath presents unique challenges. The Indus Valley script, found on seals and artifacts, remains undeciphered, leaving researchers with few clues about the civilization's beliefs or practices. Additionally, the site's age and exposure to the elements have eroded much of the evidence that could shed light on its purpose. Despite these obstacles, archaeologists continue to piece together the story of Mohenjo-Daro, using advanced technology like ground-penetrating radar and 3D modeling to uncover new insights. Each discovery, from fragments of pottery to traces of ancient pathways, adds another layer to our understanding of this enigmatic site. The Great Bath is not an isolated wonder. It's part of a broader tradition of water-related rituals found in ancient cultures across the globe. From the sacred pools of Mesopotamia to the ceremonial baths of the Maya, water has long been seen as a bridge between the earthly and the divine. These spaces were more than just functional. They were places where the physical and spiritual worlds intersected, where communities came together to honor the forces that sustained them. The Great Bath of Mohenjo-Daro, with its blend of practicality and symbolism, fits seamlessly into this global tapestry, offering a glimpse into a civilization that saw water not just as a necessity, but as a source of meaning and connection. As we stand before the weathered bricks of the Great Bath, we're reminded that this ancient structure is more than just a relic of the past. It's a testament to the enduring human desire to create spaces that transcend the mundane, to connect with something greater than ourselves. The Great Bath invites us to imagine the lives of those who once gathered here, to ponder the rituals that filled its waters, and to reflect on the timeless relationship between humanity and the natural world. In its silent, enduring presence, we find not just the echoes of an ancient civilization, but a mirror to our own search for meaning and connection in a changing world. The ancient city of Babylon rises from the sands of modern-day Iraq like a legend brought to life. Often hailed as one of the most magnificent cities of antiquity, Babylon was a place where myth and reality intertwined, where towering ziggurats reached for the heavens and lush gardens seemed to defy gravity. Renowned for its hanging gardens, one of the seven wonders of the ancient world, and the fabled Tower of Babel, Babylon was more than just a city. It was a symbol of human ambition, spirituality, and the pursuit of the divine. But what made this city so extraordinary, and why does its legacy continue to captivate us, even in ruins? At its height, Babylon was a bustling metropolis, a center of culture, commerce, and spirituality. Its most iconic feature, the hanging gardens, has long been a subject of fascination. Described by ancient writers as a terraced paradise filled with exotic plants and trees, the gardens were said to have been built by King Nebuchadnezzar Roman II to comfort his homesick wife. Though their exact location and even their existence remain debated, the idea of the gardens has endured as a testament to Babylon's grandeur and its rulers' ability to create wonders that seem to defy nature itself. Equally legendary is the Tower of Babel, a towering ziggurat that symbolized humanity's attempt to reach the heavens. Whether myth or reality, these stories reflect Babylon's role as a place where the earthly and the divine converged, where humans sought to bridge the gap between the mortal and the eternal. Babylon's architecture was as much about power as it was about beauty. The city's walls, described by Herodotus as wide enough for a chariot to turn on, were a marvel of engineering and a statement of imperial might. The Ishtar Gate, adorned with glazed blue bricks and intricate depictions of dragons and bulls, served as both a grand entrance and a symbol of protection, its vibrant colors designed to awe all who passed through. The city's temples and palaces were no less impressive, their designs reflecting a blend of artistic skill and spiritual purpose. For the Babylonians, architecture was not just functional, it was a way to honor the gods, assert their dominance, and create a city that felt like a microcosm of the cosmos. Yet for all its splendor, Babylon's story is also one of decline and mystery. By the time of Alexander the Great, the city had already passed its peak, its once thriving streets falling into disrepair. What caused this decline? Some point to shifting political power as new empires rose to eclipse Babylon's influence. Others suggest environmental factors, such as the Euphrates River changing course, disrupted the city's water supply. Whatever the cause, Babylon's ruins stand as a haunting reminder of the fragility of even the greatest civilizations, their legacies preserved in crumbling bricks and whispered legends. Today, Babylon faces new challenges. The site, a UNESCO World Heritage Treasure, is under constant threat from urban development, looting, and the wear of time. Efforts to preserve and restore the ruins are ongoing, but the task is monumental. How do we protect a site that has endured for millennia, yet remains vulnerable to the pressures of the modern world? The story of Babylon is a call to action, a reminder of the importance of safeguarding our shared cultural heritage. It's also a testament to the resilience of human creativity, a legacy that continues to inspire awe and wonder, even in the face of destruction. Babylon is not an isolated marvel. It's part of a broader tradition of legendary cities that flourished in the ancient world. From the monumental complexes of Egypt's Thebes to the sacred plazas of Teotihuacan in Mexico, these sites reflect a universal human impulse to create spaces that transcend the mundane and touch the divine. Babylon, with its blend of myth and reality, stands as a powerful example of this tradition, a physical expression of humanity's quest for meaning and connection. As we walk among the weathered ruins of Babylon, we're reminded that this ancient city is more than just a relic of the past. It's a testament to the enduring power of human ambition and creativity, a place where the lines between the earthly and the divine blur. The Babylonians didn't just build a city, they carved a legacy into the very earth, leaving behind a story that continues to captivate us today. And like the other legendary sites we've explored, Babylon invites us to look beyond the surface and uncover the deeper truths. It holds truths about humanity's timeless quest for beauty, meaning, and connection. In the quiet town of Homestead, Florida, a peculiar monument stands as a testament to one man's obsession, ingenuity, and perhaps even his heartbreak. Known as the Coral Castle, this enigmatic structure is made entirely of massive coral blocks, some weighing several tons, meticulously arranged into walls, tables, and even a functioning sundial. The most astonishing part, it was built by a single man, Edward Leedskalnin, who claimed to have unlocked the secrets of the ancient builders. How did one man, standing just over 5 feet tall and weighing barely 100 pounds, move and shape these colossal stones without modern machinery or assistance? The Coral Castle is more than just a curiosity, it's a riddle wrapped in coral and shrouded in mystery. Edward Leedskalnin's story begins in the early 20th century, when he moved to Florida after being jilted by his fiancée. Heartbroken, he dedicated his life to constructing what he called his Sweet 16 Castle, allegedly in honor of the woman who left him. Over the course of 28 years, working mostly at night and in secret, Leedskalnin quarried, carved, and transported over 1,000 tons of coral rock, using only hand tools and a system of pulleys and levers. The precision of his work is astounding. Gates that pivot with the touch of a finger, perfectly balanced rocking chairs, and a 9-ton revolving gate so finely calibrated that it could be moved by a child. Yet, despite the visible evidence of his labor, the methods Leedskalnin used remain a mystery. When asked how he achieved such feats, he cryptically replied, "I understand the laws of weight and leverage." This secrecy has fueled countless theories about the Coral Castle's construction. Some suggest Leedskalnin had rediscovered ancient techniques used to build sites like Stonehenge or the pyramids, harnessing forgotten knowledge of magnetism or anti-gravity. Others propose he used simple but ingenious methods, leveraging his understanding of physics to move the stones with minimal effort. Skeptics, however, argue that he may have had help or used machinery that he kept hidden. The truth is, no one knows for sure. Leedskalnin took his secrets to the grave, leaving behind only his cryptic statements and the coral castle itself as clues to his methods. Beyond the how lies the question of why. What drove Leedskalnin to dedicate nearly 3 decades of his life to this monumental project? Was it truly a tribute to lost love, as he claimed, or was there a deeper purpose? Some believe the Coral Castle was a personal sanctuary, a place where Leedskalnin could channel his emotions and intellect into something tangible. Others see it as a form of protest against modern technology, a demonstration that human ingenuity and determination could rival the machines of the industrial age. Whatever his motivations, the Coral Castle stands as a testament to the power of human creativity, a reminder that even one person, armed with little more than determination and a vision, can create something extraordinary. Studying the Coral Castle presents unique challenges. Unlike ancient sites, where time has erased much of the context, the Coral Castle is a relatively modern creation. Yet, its creator's secrecy and the lack of documentation make it just as enigmatic as any ancient ruin. Researchers have tried to reverse engineer Leedskalnin's methods, but without his blueprints or tools, much remains speculative. The site's fragile state also limits the extent to which it can be examined, as each stone is a piece of history that must be preserved. The Coral Castle is not an isolated marvel. It's part of a larger tradition of mysterious modern constructions that challenge our understanding of what is possible. From the Watts Towers in Los Angeles to the intricate stone carvings of Nek Chand's rock garden in India, these sites reflect a universal human impulse to create, to leave a mark on the world, and to explore the boundaries of imagination and skill. What sets the Coral Castle apart is its creator's singular focus and the aura of mystery that surrounds it, a mystery that invites us to question, to explore, and to marvel at the power of one man's vision. As we wander through the Coral Castle's winding pathways, tracing the curves of its coral walls and marveling at its improbable feats of engineering, we're reminded that some mysteries are not meant to be solved. They exist to inspire, to spark curiosity, and to remind us of the boundless potential of human creativity. The Coral Castle is more than just a monument of stone. It's a story etched in coral, a testament to the enduring power of passion, ingenuity, and the human spirit. Stretching across the arid plains of southern Peru, the Nazca lines are more than just a collection of ancient drawings etched into the desert floor. They are a testament to a civilization's deep connection to the natural world. While their massive scale and intricate designs have long fascinated researchers, one of the most compelling aspects of these geoglyphs is their relationship to water. In a region where rainfall is scarce and survival depends on managing precious resources, the Nazca people may have used these lines as part of a complex system of water rituals. But how exactly did these lines serve as a bridge between the spiritual and the practical? And what can they tell us about the challenges of living in such a harsh environment? One of the most intriguing theories about the Nazca lines is that they functioned as markers for underground water sources. The Nazca region is crisscrossed by a network of aquifers, and some researchers believe the lines were a way to map these hidden reserves. Certain geoglyphs, particularly those shaped like spirals, may have indicated points where water could be accessed or where ceremonies honoring water deities took place. For the Nazca, water wasn't just a physical necessity, it was a sacred force, a gift from the gods that needed to be revered and protected. The lines, with their precise alignments and recurring motifs, could have been a way to communicate with the divine, ensuring the continued flow of this life-giving resource. Another theory suggests the lines were part of ceremonial pathways, used during rituals to honor the gods or mark significant celestial events. The famous hummingbird, spider, and monkey figures may have served as symbols of fertility or renewal, their forms etched into the earth as part of offerings to ensure abundant harvests or rain. Some researchers propose that the lines were walked or danced upon during these rituals, transforming the desert into a sacred stage where the community could connect with the spiritual realm. The sheer size of the geoglyphs, visible only from above, adds to their mystique. Were they meant to be seen by the gods themselves, or were they a form of spiritual communication that transcended human perception? Despite their enduring presence, the Nazca lines face significant challenges. The dry climate that has preserved them for centuries is also their greatest vulnerability. Wind erosion, human activity, and even climate change threaten to erase these delicate designs. Studying the lines is a delicate balancing act, requiring researchers to carefully document their features without causing further damage. Advanced technology, such as drones and high-resolution imaging, has provided new insights, but much about the lines remains shrouded in mystery. How were they created with such precision? What tools and techniques did the Nazca people use? And why did they choose this particular landscape to leave their mark? The Nazca lines are not an isolated phenomenon. They are part of a global tradition of ancient landscape art, from the chalk figures of England's Uffington White Horse to the animal effigies of Ohio's Serpent Mound. Cultures around the world have used the earth itself as a canvas for expression and ritual. These works reflect a universal human impulse to connect with the land, to transform it into something meaningful, and to leave a legacy that endures long after their creators are gone. The Nazca lines, with their blend of artistry and spirituality, are a powerful example of this tradition, a reminder that the earth is not just a resource, but a partner in the human story. As we gaze at these ancient designs from above, we're reminded that the Nazca lines are more than just a mystery to be solved. They are a window into a worldview that saw the earth as alive and sacred, a place where every line, every curve, and every shape held meaning. The Nazca people didn't just live on the land, they transformed it into a living tapestry of art and belief, and in their silent, enduring presence, we find a timeless lesson that the quest to understand our world and our place within it is as old as humanity itself. High above the deserts of Peru or the jungles of Guatemala, ancient sites like the Nazca lines or the pyramids of Tikal rise not just as testaments to human ingenuity, but as fuel for one of the most provocative theories in modern archaeology, the ancient astronaut hypothesis. This controversial idea proposes that extraterrestrial beings visited Earth in antiquity, sharing advanced knowledge and technology with early civilizations. Proponents argue that the precision of ancient structures, their celestial alignments, and the sheer scale of their construction are evidence of otherworldly intervention. But how much of this theory holds up under scrutiny, and why does it continue to captivate so many? The ancient astronaut theory gained widespread attention in the 1960s and 70s, thanks in part to authors like Erich von Däniken, who argued that humanity's greatest achievements were the result of alien influence. From the pyramids of Egypt to the megaliths of Pumapunku, these sites, he claimed, were too advanced for their time to be the work of humans alone. The theory taps into a universal curiosity. Could there be more to our history than we've been taught? It's a question that resonates deeply, especially when faced with the enduring mysteries of ancient engineering and ritual. Yet, the theory is not without its critics. Archaeologists and historians point out that many of the so-called impossible feats of ancient construction can be explained by human ingenuity, trial and error, and the sheer determination of large, organized societies. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, was built using precise mathematical knowledge, but this knowledge was developed over generations, not handed down by extraterrestrials. Similarly, the Nazca lines, while mysterious, can be understood as part of a cultural tradition of geoglyphs, created through careful planning and teamwork. The challenge lies in separating the allure of the unknown from the tangible evidence of human achievement. One of the most compelling aspects of the ancient astronaut theory is its ability to fill gaps in our understanding. When faced with questions like how the stones of Baalbek were moved, or how the walls of Sacsayhuaman were fitted so precisely, it's tempting to reach for explanations that defy conventional wisdom. The theory thrives in these spaces, offering a narrative that is as imaginative as it is unverifiable, but it also raises important questions about how we interpret the past. Are we projecting our modern fascination with technology and extraterrestrial life onto ancient cultures? Or could there be kernels of truth hidden within the speculation? The ancient astronaut hypothesis is part of a larger tradition of speculative interpretations of ancient mysteries. From the lost city of Atlantis to the Ark of the Covenant, humans have long sought to explain the unexplained through stories that blend history, myth, and imagination. These narratives reflect a deep-seated desire to make sense of the world, to find patterns in the chaos, and to connect with something greater than ourselves. The ancient astronaut theory, in many ways, is a modern manifestation of this impulse, updated for an age of space exploration and technological wonder. As we explore these ideas, it's important to approach them with both curiosity and skepticism. The ancient astronaut theory, while fascinating, often oversimplifies the complexities of ancient societies, reducing their achievements to the influence of outsiders. Yet it also reminds us of the enduring power of mystery, of the questions that still linger at the edges of our understanding. Whether or not aliens played a role in shaping human history, the ancient sites we've explored remain awe-inspiring in their own right, testaments to the creativity, resilience, and ingenuity of our ancestors. In the end, the ancient astronaut theory is less about proving the existence of extraterrestrials and more about exploring the boundaries of what we think we know. It invites us to question, to wonder, and to imagine the possibilities that lie beyond the horizon of our understanding, and perhaps in doing so, it helps us appreciate the true marvels of human history, not as the work of aliens, but as the legacy of those who came before us, reaching for the stars with nothing but their hands, their minds, and their unshakable determination. As we reach the end of our exploration of 40 of the world's most enigmatic ritual sites and ceremonial landscapes, a profound realization emerges. These ancient wonders are far more than relics of history. They are living testaments to the creativity, resilience, and spiritual depth of the civilizations that came before us. Each site, from the towering pyramids of Giza to the intricate Nazca lines etched into the desert, tells a story of humanity's unyielding quest to understand the cosmos and our place within it. These places are not just monuments of stone and earth, they are mirrors reflecting the timeless human desire to connect with something greater than ourselves. What makes these sites so captivating is not just their grandeur or mystery, but the questions they force us to ask. How did ancient peoples, without modern technology, achieve such astonishing feats of engineering and artistry? What rituals unfolded within these sacred spaces, and what significance did they hold for their communities? While we've uncovered many clues, so much remains shrouded in mystery. The pursuit of these answers is not just an academic exercise, it's a journey that connects us to our shared past and challenges us to see the world through the eyes of those who came before. It's easy to marvel at the scale of Stonehenge or the precision of Pumapunku and feel a sense of awe, but these sites also remind us of something even more profound: the universality of human experience. Across cultures and centuries, people have sought to honor their gods, mark the passage of time, and leave a legacy that outlasts their own lives. Whether through the celestial alignments of Machu Picchu or the spiritual significance of Mount Kailash, these sites reveal a common thread, a belief that the earth and the heavens are deeply intertwined, and that by understanding one, we might better understand the other. As we reflect on these ancient wonders, we're reminded that the past is not static. It's a dynamic, ever-evolving story. Each discovery, from the depths of the hypogeum to the heights of the Great Sphinx, adds a new piece to the puzzle. Yet for every mystery solved, a dozen more emerge, inviting us to continue exploring, questioning, and imagining. The beauty of these sites lies not just in what we know, but in what we have yet to uncover. They remind us that history is not a closed book, but an open invitation to keep seeking, learning, and connecting. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the mysteries of the ancient world. These sites are more than just destinations. They are gateways to understanding the ingenuity and spirit of our ancestors. As you reflect on the stories we've shared, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Which of these sites fascinated you the most? What theories or questions do you have about the ancient world? Share your ideas in the comments below. We're excited to continue the conversation. Until next time, keep exploring, keep wondering, and keep uncovering the incredible stories that our world has